The following program is a collection of stooges talking about happenings in the sports world. It is meant to be comedic informative. The opinions expressed on this show do not necessarily reflect the beliefs of their peers, their boss, or ESPN. There may be some cuss words because that's how humans in the real world talk. If you are young, please seek permission before watching any further.
Hey.
What?
Let's go!
This show stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for.
Ah!
The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers,
You pig! Stop! Damn it!
Be a friend, tell a friend something nice could change their life.
Sport!
Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to our humble abode, the Thunderdome, on this Big Show Wednesday, January 31st, 2024. This sports program brought to you by Topgolf starts now.
Football!
It is beautiful. We're kind of in a purgatory right now with the Pro Bowl games this weekend and then the Super Bowl next weekend, where we'll either crown a back-to-back Lombardi-winning, dynasty-building Kansas City Chiefs team, or for the first time, long time, the San Francisco 49ers will be deemed the kings of the NFL. Up until that point, we have a lot going on. Today, big show.
Huge.
Big show. Now, obviously, we had Tom Brady on yesterday. Shout out to Tom. Hey, thank you, Tom.
Tom.
Congrats on the No Bull thing.
Hell yeah.
Congrats.
His companies joined No Bull. Now they're a super duper power wellness merch shoe company. And we got a chance to chat with him about everything else. Today, we got Eli Manning on.
Ooh.
Travis Kelce's joining us in about an hour.
Whoa.
JJ Watt will be joining us in a lead up to his team Burnley playing against Manchester City today. Ooh. They listed that military time, 14:30 Eastern Standard Time. That thing kicks off. Had to do some math. Didn't appreciate that when telling the time. But I do respect those who have served and will serve in the future. And then obviously we have 12-year NFL legend, Super Bowl champion, player, coach in the past.
What?
Maybe in the future.
Whoa.
Fielding offers, host of In the Trenches, AQ Shipley is here.
Thank you.
9-year NFL vet, host of Everything DB Presents Good D, Bad D, and also the Man to Man podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, Darius J. Butler. D-Butch, you looked super cool yesterday in the Ticini jumpsuit. Is this the similar thing, huh?
Same one, yep. Same brand.
I like that. Hey, you look
nice.
Super cool.
Yeah.
Dude. It's like cash, but it's profesh.
Italian looks on you.
Yeah, and he brought 45,000 calories into the office this morning.
No big deal.
As a man who has 2% body fat and can eat anything, literally eats French toast, waffles, pancakes every single morning, and somehow gets more jocked, more juiced.
Dude.
And then he sees the entire Thunderdome trying to get in better shape. Now,
Not trying, doing it.
not all of us. I mean, I've gotten lazy a couple of different times. I lack discipline in certain situations. There are people that are more committed in here for sure. So he just brings in every single Wednesday, seemingly.
Baker's dozen.
Hey, here you go, boys. Here's glazed donuts that are freshly made this morning. They're still gleaming and shining at you. Just testing discipline all day. We appreciate you making us better, D-Bud.
No problem, no problem. That's what I'm here for.
That's not what you're doing, though.
Nope.
You're doing that to make us fatter. That's what you want to do. You want to showcase that you can eat French toast and we cannot.
Yeah.
When you eat that donut, you go a little harder in that workout. Maybe another half mile on the treadmill, maybe 10 more flights on the Stairmaster, whatever it is.
Yeah, but like you're coming from a professional athlete's mentality.
Yeah. Don't you 10 more flights on this
We don't
guy's.
have that.
Where we're surviving those steps.
Yeah.
We're not adding because we had a little bit extra done. All we're doing is adding calories. Probably doing less because
I need to go
we're a
get
little
it.
fatter, actually.
Nah.
You go get a donut.
You made us better. Hey, D-Bud, we appreciate that.
D-Bud.
One half of the Hammer, Dahn, Cowboys Tone Diggs is here, and the Toxic Table is here at Boston Connor and at Ty Schmidt. Con, man, I saw you post yesterday about getting a chat with Tom Brady.
Yeah.
I was feeling, we didn't know if it was going to happen or not. Thought there was a chance we were getting gimmicked or rigged. Whenever his face popped up on the side of the screen, that was the first time for me. It was like, Tom's on the show.
Okay, he's on the show. Yeah.
That's really cool because for a few days, it had seemed like it was going to take place and it was going to happen because of you, by the way, which I think the world needs to know. But we also didn't fully.
No.
We thought about announcing it on Monday, which is something you would normally do if you have Tom Brady on the show. You'd say, hey, tomorrow on this show, on ESPN, Tom Brady will be joining us. But we had no idea if he was going to show up. When he did, great conversation. You obviously got a chance to chat with him. What was your big takeaway from that? Mine, Gerard Mayo is going to be
Yeah.
Loves Rob Mayo.
He's the guy.
He's got no beef with Bill Belichick, although there is something, because he did say most of that stuff you heard wasn't real.
That's right.
I think he still has so much love for the New England Patriots and everything like that. And that guy loves the team, and everything he says. Now, I read a lot of the comments on the internet. They're saying, old, not saying what you actually mean, Tom Brady's on the show.
What?
I didn't get that sense. He was there for like 30, 35 minutes, was probably only supposed to be on there for 8 minutes. I think we learned a lot about old Tom yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, just being able to talk to him was very cool. Thank you for allowing me to ask a question. I actually, there was a time in there where there's a little bit of a flub, and so I almost pulled one of our favorite former quarterbacks. God damn it! I almost wanted to do that, but I decided
in the middle of your question?
In the middle of the question. I thought about it. I was so close.
What, you got choked up there a little bit?
Yeah. When I mentioned Belichick, and then I said Bill instead of Mayo when I meant Mayo. There's a couple things. I'm not going to nitpick myself here. Okay?
Sounds like you already have.
I already have. I could barely sleep. I was so pissed at myself. But it was nice to say thank you to him. My biggest takeaway, honestly, aside from the stuff that I am invested in strictly as a Patriots fan, was the Fox stuff. Because that is we're going to have a lot of Tom Brady now. Like there's been this 2-year, I guess really 1 year, 18-month period where, he's been able to be the dad Tom and the businessman Tom and do all these other things, which has been awesome. He's been talking to
show up on the internet.
Show up on the internet doing, talking to people about his motivation and, having the chip on his shoulder and all that. And I love that stuff. But my biggest takeaway is he's going to be great in the Fox booth. And I think I wasn't worried about that, but because of the fact that I love Greg Olson in there so much, there was you got to follow up someone who's really become incredible at calling games, which Greg Olson has. But him talking about the team, him talking about talking to other broadcasters, trying to figure out what works for them, what might work for him. I think that was my biggest takeaway, that the 425 slate on Fox for the next 10 years is in great hands, and I'm just glad that another one of these...
He might suck early.
Exactly.
He might suck early, but nobody will really give Tom Brady... Nobody will give Tom Brady, hey, this guy needs to learn and maybe figure it out, because you're coming fresh off Greg Olson, which was still a possibility. So we're supposed to expect... and be okay with him potentially not being good. But I think that dude's obsessive. Now, AQ, you got a chance to win a Super Bowl on the same team as Tom Brady. And the last guy that was taking a snap in between your thighs was Tom Brady. And you got a chance to hear your family legacy lives forever speech before the Super Bowl. You obviously got a chance to see what he said to us yesterday. He's like that all the time. Is that why everybody considers him such a good teammate? Not only great, every teammate of his. You talk about Vrabel.
Yep.
You talk about everybody from the first generation of the Patriots to the second generation of the Patriots to third generation of the Patriots. Everybody's Tom, good teammate. And then he talked about it being his sanctuary in that locker room. That was awesome to hear him chit-chat about he's super old school, I think. I think he's an old school guy, which I don't think a lot of people would expect out of Tom Brady.
No, he is. And the beauty about what you're going to see.
Because he looks so good.
He does.
Sure,
Yeah,
exactly.
Because that camera was maybe the best we've ever seen. Since D-Butts in his, wherever the hell you are, with that one at your house, you have that camera?
Yeah.
The lighting on Tom.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
In his real kitchen.
So, exactly.
Yeah.
He is cooked in all 4 of those ovens.
Definitely.
The avocado ice cream has been cooked up in that thing right there. Because you got to melt the avocado in the milk.
That's how it works.
That doesn't come from a cow. Comes somewhere else.
No.
And then you got to freeze it.
Yep,
and then you kind of piece it together. But anyways, because of how good he looks, nobody thinks he's an old school guy. I think he very much is.
Absolutely. And the thing that's going to be really cool to see with him breaking stuff down is quarterbacks see the game completely different than everybody else. Completely different. And the other thing that's going to be wild is he's going to see it completely different than Tony Romo. Every quarterback I played from saw the game completely different.
How many did you play for? Any good ones?
Yeah, some good ones.
Which ones?
5 overall number 1 picks.
5.
Is that good?
Yeah, I don't know. I know you tell. I think so. Yeah.
The greatest of all time, who wasn't a number 1 pick.
Yeah, pick 199. You did play with
Joey
Ben
Flacco's a Super Bowl MVP.
Yeah, Ben Roethlisberger as well.
Ben Roethlisberger.
He
What
was
are 5 ones? I know Luck. Who else?
Kyler Murray.
Okay.
Sam Bradford. Carson Palmer.
Andrew Luck.
Andrew Luck.
Man.
Michael Vick. Where was he at?
Yeah, I think he was one.
Oh, yeah, he's one for sure.
Yeah.
Hey, he needs to be on the show, by the way.
Yeah, what the hell?
Hey, he keeps
Michael Vick.
tweeting at
We need to get Michael Vick on the show. I don't know what he's up to. Obviously, he has not lived a perfect life. Nobody has paid his punishment. I think he's given back to it all. But you're talking about electrifying. I cannot wait to hear what Michael Vick has to say about the current state of the NFL, in which he would have.
He
Oh,
has
my
something
God.
coming out. I saw a promo last night on Twitter. I forgot. Maybe Prime one of those platforms. He has something.
Could you imagine him with the RPOs? Could you imagine him with like
he would be
play
dominant right now.
With the way the offensive line is allowed to get down the field seemingly beforehand, and how you can do a late pull and just a flip of the wrist of what he was able to do. We saw him throw that
the nuke to
the Nerf ball out of the
stadium. That's right.
What was it? That was the
vortex.
The vortex ball out of the stadium. Obviously, he had incredible ability. Yeah, AQ's played with everybody seemingly in the NFL. That's what happens whenever you're on 5 different teams in 12 years, journeyman through and through. But what Tom Brady, seemingly stands for as a football player will lend, I think, into his favor whenever he's in the booth. But boy, we need Greg Olsen.
Yeah, still need him to be number 1 booth.
You called for a job yesterday.
I didn't call for a job.
Did you? He did.
I did not call for a job. I love Chris Collinsworth.
We just need another platform to maybe create a primetime game.
Sure.
Boom.
Like Amazon was able to come in and like, boom, we're playing on the day after Thanksgiving, Black Friday. We are putting a game in. Okay, cool. We got Thursday Night Football now. It's ours. Cool. Apple can easily do that, can't they?
Yeah.
Come on, Apple.
Friday Night Live.
Give us another night so we can just call it Greg Olsen Friday, whatever you want. But they won't do that because high school football.
I know, I get it.
And there's a deal, I guess, between everybody like, hey, we need high school football, which I agree 1,000% with, but there has to be some other way.
Why don't they just buy a 2-game package every Sunday? I mean, yeah, it's going to be super expensive, but guess what? They can afford it. They want to get into live sports. They already have Messi. Why not? Hey, grab Greg Olsen. We can get some incredible play-by-play guy as well. Like, it's... You see what the NFL's doing. Guess what? Next year, the ratings aren't just going to get cut in half and go down. They're just going to continue to get higher and higher. They should just buy a 2 to 3 game package every single Sunday.
How many weeks are they in Europe?
6. 3 in London, 3 in Germany next year.
There was a time there during the season where it felt like it was a pretty little long run.
And then,
why doesn't Apple just buy those, or somebody just buy those and then just make Greg Olsen
all of them?
He's got to be somewhere. We always say control what you control. He kicked ass this year once again, so you called for a job.
No, I didn't.
Hey, look, that's the business we're in. Look, Justin Fields, he just had a pretty good year. Everybody said, hey, Caleb Williams, he's doing it. Hey, we got to draft him. So, that's the business.
Okay, sounds like that's what you would like to talk about. So, how do you feel? You think Justin Fields? You think Justin Fields should be the guy? And Zito, when this conversation was happening, you weren't here because you were with beautiful baby girl. Justin Fields, though, he's playing his best football towards the end of the year, just like the year before that, by the way. When they earned the number 1 pick the year before this year, the only bright spot was Justin Fields.
Yep.
And people were like, should we get rid of Justin Fields? And should we go somewhere else at the number 1 overall pick? And the only bright spot was Justin Fields. They're like, nah, we'll stay with this. We'll trade out of here. Now they're back in the same exact position, and you think to yourself, Justin Fields played pretty good.
Yeah.
But they still have the number 1 overall pick. So what's going to happen? Zito, how do you feel about it?
I'm still riding with Justin Fields, but I have never seen Chicago split so right down the middle.
AQ just banging his head off the microphone. AQ is banging his head off the microphone.
Was he Team Caleb?
How good can somebody be playing whenever you're getting the number 1 pick 2 years in a row?
And they're the quarterback.
Bingo.
Now, he got hurt, though, didn't he?
This year wasn't
their number 1
This
pick,
year wasn't their fault, though.
Yeah.
I mean, they went out and got him some receivers. They got better on the offensive line.
DJ Moore had a career year.
And it's still the same result. So
Panthers.
what do they say? Whenever you do the same thing over and over again, expect different result. What is that called?
Well,
Inaptitude, actually. People call it insanity, but you look up the actual definition, it's nowhere near
and
that.
it's that.
Right, no, it is.
Okay.
Right, because we've all just been saying the definition of insanity is doing the same thing the same way and expecting a different result. That's not the we've looked it up.
Insanity or
Yeah, we had
ineptitude,
to.
the same thing. It doesn't apply very well to a team in the NFL.
All right, well, let's move past the Chicago Bears. I'm happy that you wanted to bury Justin Fields.
No, I like Justin Fields. I would stick with him.
Hey, me too.
Did enough to keep,
Absolutely.
Flus is still in there. So, they won some games late. Defense played much better. You trade that number 1 pick, you can build a lot of great pieces you would assume in the draft and the free agency.
Especially with the hype that's around Caleb.
Oh, yeah.
With how great he's going to be.
And he's going 1 for sure.
And there'll be good leverage,
Yeah.
for negotiation
Oh, yeah.
for the other picks that you could potentially get. You even drop down 4 spots.
Bingo.
You can still pick up another 1 potentially, and there'll be great players out there. The Bears are in a good spot. Speaking of good spot, Kansas City Chiefs are in the middle of building a dynasty. Now, before they were able to win their next AFC championship this past weekend in Baltimore, before the game, there was some pregame activities between Justin Tucker, Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce. I believe Blaine Gabbert was also in the ballpark of it all taking place. I chatted about it on Monday about how, this is kind of something that does take place where kickers, punters are, in the pre-workout. able to kind of work the field, find out what they're doing. Justin Tucker's probably been doing this routine for a very long time, but there is like a conversation that normally takes place like, hey, you're the quarterback. Do you need this? Yeah, all right, we'll move like 2 yards, 3 yards here. It has happened before with Vinatieri. It has happened before with numerous kickers. Now, granted, Justin Tucker, different than everybody, though. Yeah. This is the greatest of all time. This guy's first ballot Hall of Famer. Absolute stud. So, the internet immediately buried Travis Kelce and Patrick Mahomes for bullying a kicker. Justin Tucker is never going to get bullied. Justin Tucker's greatest of all time and a dog. He came out and said he thought we were playing around. Well, now we got an answer from Patrick Mahomes on the entire situation. He went on a local radio station there in Kansas City, and this is what he had to say about the entire situation.
I've had like 7 years of kind of doing that same warm-up routine, and there's only been, I think, like 3 occasions where there's been a kicker that wasn't, because you usually talk to the guys, there had been a kicker that wasn't necessarily moving out the way, or you weren't kind of sharing the field in the right way, and I mean, it was in Baltimore all 3 times. So he does that little stuff, I think, to try to get under our skin. And I asked him to move his stuff, and he got up and moved it, I think, 2 inches, but didn't move it out of the way. And I was going to kind of let it slide, but Travis kind of got it and moved it for me. And then after that, I wasn't going to let him put it back down. So it's something that we move on. I mean, I have a lot of respect for him as a player and as a kicker. One of the best kickers of all time, probably the best kicker of all time, but at the same time, you got to have respect for each team, and we all share the field, and we try to do that in a respectful way. Yeah, so I've been doing this for 7 years. There's only been 3 situations, and all of them are in Baltimore. So that was Pat. How am I going to address this? Pat thought before going into that interview. He was like, I would just like to let everybody know there's only one place where this is a thing, which adds the allure of Justin Tucker, by the way. Yeah, a little bit of a menace, a little bit of a pest, absolute dog at kicking a ball. Travis Kelce also responded on his New Heights podcast, and he had a little bit different descriptors of Justin Tucker, I'd say.
But we're warming up, and we do our same warm-up every single time on our side of the field. For those of you that don't know what happens in pre-games, the Ravens have their side of the field, and the Chiefs have our side of the field. Now, specialists, because of like the win factor and
they go to
where
both
you
sides
are, they get a chance to kick at both field goals and kind of punt from both sides of the field. But it's always, if you're trying to go onto the other team's designated area, you kind of stay out of their way. You don't interfere with what they have going on.
That is the unwritten rule.
That's the unwritten rule. If you want to be a dick about it, you keep your helmet and your football and your kicking tee right where the quarterbacks are warming up, and they're dropping. Eyes are looking left, and they got a helmet down by their feet.
It's actually kind of dangerous, really.
Very
like, if you're not going to pick that up, I'll happily move that for you. Justin came out, and he said it was more of a joking gesture and kind of a fun competitive, and I get it. I mean, he was kind of winking at me, like being a dick about it, like trying to get under the skin.
Yeah, he knew what he was doing.
I get it, but
you got under your skin a little bit.
Me and Pat, we've been having the same mentality for this game all week long, man.
Yeah.
And it was you got to go in there and have the right mind frame. Have the right mindset, and we just weren't in a joking mood. We were ready to get after it. And so, Justin, sorry if we took it to a level that you didn't think it'd get to that way, but if you're going to be a dick, I promise you I can one-up you every time.
Ohio guy at the end of the day. I appreciate the bygones be bygones, we move on. But that is kind of just standard operating procedure on that field before the game even starts, AQ.
Absolutely. And you see it with O-line, D-line. You see linebackers that are at midfield. You see, somebody go over there, a DB going over and like running through a receiver's line. You see Nick Bosa get a sack and he runs back through the offensive line huddle, right? And like the dudes are just grabbing him, pushing him away. Like there's gamesmanship within the game.
Now,
right?
with that being said, I think what Travis Kelce alluded to there is something that we thought we saw as well about how bullying the bully. They went in with the mindset, hey, we're not joking around. The whole week they were doing that. I appreciate that their entire team was doing it. Those are 2 goats right there. Like, hey, we're not in a joking around mood here. We are coming in here pregame. Entrance into the stadium. If you saw Travis walking, all black, like the way he was walking, it was like they were legitimately, I don't want to say in character, but in zone, in mode of like, if we want to beat Baltimore, we're going to have to come in here and really handle it. I love hearing that type of stuff. That's how they were looking.
And they had to do it the week before in Buffalo. And then you've been talking about M&P, the bank, in that environment all year long pretty much. And he's going into it. You got to have that mindset. And showed it. That first drive of the game, him and Patrick going down the field, him making that back shoulder catch. Obviously, this was going to be a game where it wasn't going to be a bunch of points scored, so that was obviously critically important. So that carried over right to that beginning of the game. I mean, I love that little.
Yeah.
I love right there. Loved every bit of that.
Yeah,
even from Tucker's side though.
Yes.
Him being an asshole, 12-year vet. GOAT, every time you come in here, it's gonna be a little bullshit.
Hey, will you move the helmet? And he goes, yeah. I moved it.
Sorry.
All right, I ain't got time for Tucker. Patrick Mahomes just being like, God, are you serious? In his head, I assume he was thinking, is this guy serious? This can't be serious right now. And then Travis Kelce getting so offended by it and in the mode where he wants to fight everybody. But I assume he knows Tucker very well. Can't fight it.
Yeah.
Get this the hell out of here. And at the end, if you want to be a dick, I can one-up you every single time. Love hearing that Travis Kelce's still a dog. Because he's on 100 commercials.
Yeah, exactly.
This guy's on top of the world. Number one podcast on earth. And what I do like, and this is a little thing, and I assume not everybody feels this way, but that show has gone to the top of the world. Mm-hmm. Still swears.
Oh, yeah. Still the same.
They still, you know what I mean? Like, they're not pandering to anybody. They have remained the same exact people through this whole thing. And I think that's why I enjoy who Travis is as a human, who Jason is as a human. And every time I hear them talk about something, I'm like, that seems like a reasonable take on it. Every time I hear them talk about anything, I'm like, that's pretty reasonable.
Yeah, Ohio folk are just the best. I mean, we've talked about that many times. But what do you think Justin Tucker did on the sidelines when Travis Kelce scores that first touchdown and Mahomes walks down the field? Do you think he, holy shit, I just lost the game before the game started?
Oh, that's on me, boys. I'll put a hand up. Yeah, I pissed them off. Yeah. They came in pissed. I don't know if you guys heard that. Entering the building, not happy. And then, I potentially tried to roll an ankle or two. Helmet on the ground, by the way. Can't have it. Practice, cannot have helmets on the ground. It's like one of the biggest fears in football is helmet on the ground. So him and Blaine doing dropbacks with a helmet that close. Actually, as I was watching the video, kind of got me like a little bit uncomfortable almost because specialists on the sideline, helmet, we're taking a lot of knees during practice. So you'll see some young buck like that's in training camp or something. Deep ball will come down the sideline, and we're all getting up, and they leave their helmet. It's like, you're getting cut tomorrow. Hey, don't ever leave your helmet anywhere. So as I saw that take place, thought it was pretty dangerous. Joining us now, I'm excited to hear this guy's thoughts on the entire pregame routine, and also going forward, his thoughts on the Super Bowl. This man will be coaching in the Pro Bowl games this weekend, in which he is undefeated as a coach in the Pro Bowl games. Ladies and gentlemen, two-time Super Bowl champion, Eli Manning.
What's up, fellas? How we doing?
Hey, do you see the entire Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, Justin Tucker situation? And I assume this has been happening for as long as the NFL has been taking place with like pre-game type situations. Have you ever had anything like this with a kicker or a punter before? This seemed abnormal as I was watching along at home. And thank you for joining us, Eli.
It's a little bit abnormal with the kicker quarterback. It's like, the quarterback's dropping right there. You can move the helmet, move the balls. Like Tucker's just stretching. Like you don't need your helmet and balls sitting right there where a quarterback's dropping back. So, I think it's just a little pregame playoff toughness deal. I think it's all fun. I think it's been blown up into a much bigger ordeal. But there's always been some pregame. Hey, this is our side. This is where we warm up. You should be on the other side. You're in our space. I mean, that happens pretty regularly.
Yeah, I think so. Since the beginning of competition, there's been those types of things. But in
usually the punter is like always in the way. You're always punting in our way.
I want to let you know, Eli, not us. Okay, we are very hospitable to the quarter. We're the only other quarterback on the team. Okay. Peyton takes a snap first 3 downs. He doesn't get the job done. I got the snap on the 4th down.
Bingo.
I'm on your side. I'm 4th down quarterback out here.
You are.
But I did say this on Monday that it's normally just a quick conversation like, hey, what do you need? What do you need? Like, we need like these 10 yards. Got it. And then as punter kicker to Eli Manning, Peyton Manning, Patrick Mahomes, I'm going to go ahead and get the hell out of here. But Justin Tucker, Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, that's 3 goats in one situation. Yep. That's beautiful internet. That's why it blows up so quickly. Just like everything you guys do on that Monday Night Manning cast. Another successful year, it feels like. It feels like this year was another phenomenal season for you guys. Did you enjoy that? And what was your thoughts on the NFL season as a whole?
Yeah, I think the Monday Night Football went well. We did 11 games. We had one game. We had 2 games at the same time. So we're growing. We're raising our skill level of calling two games. It's like two dragons. And speaking of, two dragons, had Will Ferrell on, had Arnold Schwarzenegger. He had his pet donkey on the show. So it was entertaining. It was fun. I think the whole football season, we had a bunch of great games. Peyton didn't have to call any timeouts and start sweating and have like veins popping out of his head too often. So nice and smooth. But I think the playoffs have been fun. A couple of great games this past weekend, and looking for set up for a great showdown for the Super Bowl.
Obviously, Manning football involves play action and throwing the ball, and kind of an old school mindset. I feel like you both are, and I assume Archie is the same way down in Texas, like old school football players. Feels like even though you guys are the Mannings, you've always been relatable and you always have respected the game. Feels like where NFL football has gone and where it is now is almost back in time. Feels like there's a much more physical style of football. The smaller, quicker defenses are seemingly getting exposed this particular year. Do you think that's going to continue? And how do you think that bodes for the NFL as we go forward?
I think the game is very healthy. I think the quarterbacks are playing great football, and it's a match and mix of, hey, guys are pocket quarterbacks. Hey, these guys can scramble, they can run. Some of them are doing both. Some are smaller guys, and some are, Josh Allen's and 6'6" and 255 pounds. So there's not, hey, this is the quarterback. This is what you have to look like. This is the abilities you have to have. Everybody's doing it different ways. You have teams that are, not expected to make the playoffs, and they're making the playoffs. You have, Detroit Lions making a great run and making the flip from a few years ago. Yeah. So I think the game is healthy. It's fun. It's entertaining, and that's why every year fans are always excited, saying, "Hey, this is the year. This is the year we can make a run. We can make it to the Super Bowl. We can make it to the playoffs." And you never know what's happened, and that's what keeps the game exciting, because of free agency, because of the changes and the shifts and the scheduling, where everybody's got a chance to make something happen. I mean, the Texans were a great story. Went in a playoff game with a rookie quarterback. No one expected much from them, and so. It's fun, and hey, now this weekend we got the Pro Bowl. Peyton begged me to coach. I'm like, no, I'm undefeated. I like having the 1-0 undefeated record, but he would not stop calling me and texting me and leaving me 18-minute voice memos why I should coach. Yep. So I finally had to do it. So we got the skills show tomorrow night, 7 p.m. on ESPN and ABC, and then we got the flag football game on Sunday at 3 p.m., so it should be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it should be a lot of fun. I appreciate this year that you ran a couple of his voice memos, because I've been on the receiving end of a few of those voice memos, and you have no idea where it's headed. You look at the time, too. They'll give you a time on how long this message is, and it's like the internet. I see a video that has like a long number on. I'm like, I'm not signing up for that. I am not signing up for that. I cannot do that. So when it's a voice memo, though, and it's in your phone, in your hand, and it's coming from him, and you see the number, it's like, do I have 3.5 minutes? I guess I do, but like, where is this thing gonna go? It's phenomenal that he is that diligent with those voice memos. Honestly,
I wish there were 3.5 minutes. When I look at one and I see 18 minutes, I usually text back. I'm like, hey, send me a cliff notes of the voice memo that you just left me, in another voice memo that's shorter. I don't have 18 minutes to sit here and listen to you talk.
Hey, your brother's a wild animal, man. He is. He's so diligent with everything. Everything. The amount of and obviously it's inspirational to watch, and every time I get to see him do anything, I'm trying to learn from how he's operating and doing it. We had a golf trip in the South where you golf phenomenally. And then as soon as we got to a place where it was possible, I watched him fire off 50 emails to people. Jeez. Like 50 emails to people. And I'm like, those people did not have an expectation at all that Peyton Manning was going to respond to whatever that email was. And he does. He's going to be like that forever? Is that just who he is,
that's
you think?
Just forever. He should have been a wedding planner. That's like his really what his skill sets are. I mean, he would need to be a planner. You should get Wes Welker. I can't wait to see Wes Welker. He's the offensive coordinator for the Pro Bowl for the AFC this week. And I wonder how many voice memos, how many times they've changed the playbook. I'm sure Wes is like, Peyton's like, hey, Wes, you call the plays in the game. You call it. But I want you to call these 20 plays first. But yeah, you call it, you handle it, you're the coordinator.
Your show.
The first time we're in the red zone, like definitely run this play, then this play, and like he's gonna be micromanaging the heck out of them the whole game.
Okay, so how does it go for you? Who's your offensive coordinator? And I saw you guys. I was there last year. You guys were taking.
Yeah.
Well, You guys were taking it very serious, trying to learn the rules, obviously, trying to actually have an advantage and put on a good show. It felt like you guys were trying. You were very invested. I assume it's the same this year.
Very invested, but I think I was all for. I said I need to hire an offensive coordinator. It was very stressful for me last year. You know, the NFL is used to, like in the Pro Bowl, an NFL team, you know, kind of its staff comes to be the coaches, and you have like your receivers coaches, and you have a playbook that you can just, hey, let's just, you know, make this a little smaller, a little easier. Your day one install, we can put in this. Like the NFL, you know, called me 2 weeks before the game. They're like, hey, send over your playbook and we'll print it out. I'm like, I don't have a playbook. Like, what kind of playbook? Like, you think I have?
What are the rules?
Just like create a playbook for me. I'm like drawing it up on paper. Like, here's my playbook. Here are 30 plays that I just made up. Like, I don't even know what the rules of the game are. What's going on? And so it was a little chaotic. So this year I've handed over the reins to Keenan McCardell, is my offensive coordinator. I'm like, Keenan, you run it. I'll be the head coach. I'll just kind of talk trash to Peyton. I'll be, you know, handling the players. I don't want to think about calling any plays. This is your show.
It got tight at the end of last year's flag football. You saw everybody like really tighten up. I think, how do you feel about the whole Pro Bowl games? There's obviously mixed emotions on it. Some of the games were not a smashing success, I think, for a lot of football people. But at least keeping, I think, players interested in the Pro Bowl is a big deal. You know, like I think that's a big deal going forward. And I think that's another thing that, like, your brother and you have always wanted to hold in high. Like, the Pro Bowl means something. Like, it matters. It should always matter, too, I think, is what everybody feels like, especially you and your brother.
Yeah, definitely. It was always an honor to get elected into the Pro Bowl and to make the Pro Bowl and to go there. You know, go on a trip, bring your family, bring your friends, hang out, meet the other players. And get to practice with them, ride in buses with them, sit in the pool, and drink a cold beer with them. Like, all those are great experiences. And so, it's the same. And I think the game had gotten so bad. The NFL, like, they were thinking about getting rid of this thing. It's like, we might have to get rid of it, but people watch it. People are still tuning in, but everybody was writing negative things about it. So we said we gotta do something. So we kind of flagged football. I think the game was outstanding last year. You get to see the greatest athletes, and Tyreek Hill and CeeDee Lamb and DK Metcalf make plays. Quarterbacks throwing it to them. Defenders are making interceptions. So you just say, no one wants to get hurt. These guys are making so much money. They can't afford to get hurt. Teams don't want to get their players to get hurt. So let's just eliminate, those chances, make a flag, and still have fun. Get guys smiling. Get the helmets off. Let them, take some pictures. And then do some fun games. We got the precision passing. I got Jalen Hurts, Baker Mayfield, Geno Smith. We got dodgeball Thursday night. Man, I want to see Jahmyr Gibbs, throw a dodgeball. I want to see Bobby Wagner and Micah Parsons throw a dodgeball 1,000 miles an hour at somebody and hit them in the head. And even though you can't hit them in the head, you'll get tossed out yourself. It's still worth it. Maybe they just let one kind of
tone center
to the sideline and hit Peyton in the head. If they hit Peyton in the head, they get a reward.
Okay, especially from Coach Eli. It sounds like a little bit of a bounty situation. Happening in a Pro Bowl game.
I didn't say that word.
I think it'll continue to evolve, though, which I think, like, what it was last year, what it is this year, like, I think it'll continue to evolve because all parties, okay, I think fans, players, NFL, networks, all parties would like to see the Pro Bowl continue and to matter, because anytime you talk legacies, that's one of the first things you talk about, obviously. And the legacy isn't just, the Pro Bowls. It's, this is the guy.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
That stopped the handsome one.
That's right.
Numerous times. Go ahead, Con, man.
Yeah, Eli, right now there is this thing going on the internet, and there's the GOAT debate between Mahomes and Brady that's happening currently, and then there's also the comparison to the Patriots dynasty that the Chiefs dynasty is now currently on. And since the wild card round, the internet has been clamoring that today's NFL needs their Eli Manning to stop Patrick Mahomes. This is a real thing that has happened for these last couple weeks, actually. I believe there was a Baker clip that was kind of like a montage saying he's the next one, and then there was a Jared Goff one as well. Obviously, those guys aren't left in it, but who do you think today could be the Eli Manning that could kind of be the, GOAT slayer, if you will, as resident Giants fan Bruce Brown refers to you? And like, what do you think it takes to have that kind of not mentality, or sure mentality and like preparation to go into a game against someone who's considered or is being, called the GOAT, and not have it be too tall of a task going into the game?
Well, hey, I mean, it's there right in front of you. It's set up. It's got to be Brock Purdy. It's a guy from the NFC. The guy, he's last pick in the draft. I wasn't that, but it's, he's in a Super Bowl. He's chill. He's cool under pressure. He's been down in playoff games, and all he does is just go on fire in the fourth quarter and make outstanding plays and big time throws. And so it's set up for him. And it's it's all a fun debate, because the Chiefs, these last 6 years they've been almost unbeatable, and in the playoffs they've been so good, and they get into Super Bowls. And so it's a fair comparison to start mentioning Patrick Mahomes and the Brady and the Kansas City and the Patriots kind of in that same world, and the same ability to get to the Super Bowls and win them. And so it'll be interesting if San Francisco, if they can pull it off.
I heard you say a couple qualities there that Brock might have, aside from being in the NFC. I don't think he made that selection. Somebody else did for him. But you said like cool, comfortable. Like, are those some of the traits that you think you have? And is that why in those big moments you were able to kind of play your best ball and stuff?
Yeah, go ahead. I think so. I think like the moment's not too big for him. It's not going to be like, oh my God, I'm in a Super Bowl, like I'm nervous or I'm going to try to do more. It's just, hey, let the moments come to you. I'm going to, you never want to say it's just another football game, because that's so cliche and like it's not, but you kind of want to have that feeling of, hey, I'm going to go play my game. I'm going to trust my teammates. I'm going to, throw it to Kittle. I'm going to hand it off. I'm going to wear my cowboy boots and my, whitewashed jeans and like, let's go win a football game. Let's go.
The past weekend, too, he walked in looking exactly like you. I mean, he came in dressed straight out of a Manning model magazine.
Yep.
With the quarters. I think he even had a quarter zip.
Had a quarter zip.
Had a quarter zip on. I mean,
we send it to all the quarterbacks in the playoffs. He's the only one that wore it, though.
So, to answer that question, feels like Brock is.
Yeah, the guy.
Feels like Brock is.
Brock's the guy.
Brock's the guy. How about Brock, though? And the boys are going to have, obviously, more questions, and we can't thank you enough for your time here, Eli, as you're in deep preparation for the Pro Bowl game.
Get ready.
Look at that is the Manning.
There it is.
I mean, khakis probably instead, but that is the Manning fit pretty much, isn't it?
That is it. That's a nice quarter zip. I like his style. I'm going to have to look for that one.
Oh, okay.
I think it's the same one.
You're wearing it right now.
Yeah, they're all the same, but you got the blue one, yeah. Yeah, the blue one is, you guys are wearing it. How do you feel about the Brock Purdy kind of reaction? Now, you said you weren't the last pick of the draft. We all remember your draft situation, and from the family that you came through and in, like, you've had eyes and had to deal with different stuff throughout your entire life than anybody else as well. It's not just easy, that entire road. But being the last pick of the draft, we all know this that have been in the building, that dude's afforded nothing. Like, you make a couple bad throws in training camp, like, see ya. We need another corner as opposed to another quarterback. Like, everything he has had to get through to get to this point since arriving in the NFL, and then how quickly he was able to pick up the offense and slice and dice. He's in his second year, back-to-back NFC championships, last pick of the draft. And obviously this year, and we've talked about it, and I'm kind of tired of talking about it because he's in the Super Bowl. I mean, unbelievable. He's gotten killed by people. Killed by people. Is there, from a quarterback standpoint, what do you think of his play? And I don't want you to judge like society, but do you think there's going to come a time where this guy is everybody's hero from what he's been able to accomplish? Because he already is kind of for most of us that have watched what he has kind of done so quickly.
Yeah, well, I think what he's been able to overcome, and like you said, being the last pick in the NFL draft, going to the team, no one's expecting you to make the team. No one's expecting you to play that year. And all he does is just get in there, work hard, learn the system, step in and start winning football games and, taking over that leadership role of the team. And everybody kind of believed in him that he was going to make the plays and do what he had to do. And so that's not easy. That's a lot of pressure thrown on you all of a sudden. And like he didn't drop one bead of sweat. Like he just went right through it and he did his job. And had the injury, came back this year, has done the same thing. And I think just that mindset and everything he's had to kind of overcome is he's kept that same mentality. It's like, hey, I'm just I'm a 7th round quarterback, and I'm just going to go out here and play a football game, throw it to the guys that are open. He sits in the pocket, gets drilled,
Huge
he runs
shots.
around, makes guys miss. Yeah, right in a full face shot, like a guy right in your face, and is throwing a 20-yard over route, right a perfect throw to his receiver. So those are big time throws. That's toughness. He ran a few times, had some big scrambles. So it's just like, hey, whatever they ask me to do, I'll do it. I'm going to be coachable. And I'm not going to get a big attitude. I'm not going to change my mentality and just go out there and get the job done. So it's been impressive. And I think, hey, every quarterback's going to have a bad game. And he had a few bad games early on. And that's what I look for. How do you respond to a couple tough weeks? You throw a bunch of interceptions versus Baltimore. Hey, but you fire back. You come back the next week. Keep your head up, and you keep throwing it. And it never affected his play, and that just shows he's mentally tough.
I think that Baltimore game was the only game that a lot of people potentially watched Brock play.
Yeah,
right, exactly.
I think that was potentially. I'm not saying everybody, because obviously the NFL's ratings are what they are, and San Francisco has a lot of primetime games. But Christmas Day, all eyes were on that game with how he played. I think that immediately created the narrative. Last pick of the draft, this is how he played in the biggest moment. This guy stinks going forward. And it's like all he's done is show up. We're massive fans. Speaking of him, there is a little added element to it all. Go ahead, D-Bud.
Yeah, well, this been Brock's first Super Bowl, and I think Patrick's 4th now. How much different was it for you going into your second one, being that you already dealt with all the hoopla and everything outside of football, the media obligations leading up to the big game? How much does that help you going into your second one?
Yeah, I think it helps a lot just because you know kind of what to expect, what the week will look like. And obviously this week you're at home, you're in your own facility, you're getting your preparation done. This is kind of the week where you want to get all that work done, get everything handled for next week also, your ticket requests, who's coming to the game, your hotels, just everything that. And because once you get to the Super Bowl site and they're going to be, in Las Vegas, everything's different that week. You're not in your own facility. You're staying in a hotel. You're taking a bus to practice. Everything's just a little bit off where you got to really work hard this week at preparing to try to keep things as normal as possible. If you get a massage every Wednesday, you got to set that up and create that. And who's going to do that? If you go to dinner or you eat a certain meal, this the things you've been doing the last 24 weeks of the season, and now it's all thrown off a little bit because you're in a new city and a new place. You got to work at trying to kind of create those things so it doesn't feel any different. You're going in, your same routine, and you're prepared and you're ready to go play.
Yeah, it's quite an added benefit for the young players, if you've been there or not been there. Like they talk about championship pedigree. It's also how you handle yourself in the games. Like this Kansas City Chiefs team just feels mature. Even though they got a new group, it feels mature, but so is this Niners team. Coming off what they had happen to them last year in the NFC Championship, I cannot wait to watch the game. Last question before we let you go, Eli, and we appreciate your time.
Yeah, Eli, yesterday we asked Tom Brady about Gerard Mayo being the new Patriots head coach, and I feel in a similar situation. You got Antonio Pierce being the Raiders head coach, your teammate for, I think, a handful of years. How do you feel about him being the head coach there? And I think Coughlin's going to be one of his advisors. How do you feel about that working out?
Yeah, I'm excited for Antonio and thought he did a great job this year when he took over as the intern head coach. And, he's one of the smartest players I ever played with the Giants. Just that middle linebacker. We talked all the time just about, he was kind of the first person that I remember who would flip-flop a blitz. If we had a will-free safety and he saw, he would know, when I was changing a play versus changing a protection. And, if he's like, hey, if I know when you're changing the protection, you make this call, and I'm going to flip it, and I'm going to bring Sam strong safety. And so we're going to be hot or we're going to get blitz. And he did that in that first Super Bowl to Tom Brady a ton of times. And it takes a lot of communication and smart and kind of knowing the difference between this is a protection change and this is a change of the play, or this is a max protection, and kind of when to do it, when not to do it. And it made it hard, like going against him in practice and doing those things. He was, asking questions, always wanted to learn more. He was listening to everything linemen said, quarterback said. So he's going to be well prepared. He's going to coach up his guys hard. He's going to be a player coach because he's been there, he's done it. So I'm excited for him and that opportunity.
You're going to go over there, BOC, because they got Coughlin there.
Mm-hmm.
Got Antonio
I'm
Pierce
good.
there. Hey, good golf in Vegas.
Yeah.
Great. Good
There you
golf
go.
in Vegas. You can go out there.
I'm good right here. I'm coaching some third grade basketball, some fifth grade girls basketball. That's all I'm doing now.
And coaching.
The Pro Bowl, baby. The Pro Bowl. Yeah, there you go. That's the only thing. I'm head coach of the Pro Bowl. We got the skills tomorrow night. We got flag football.
What time, Eli? What time? What time,
Let's
Eli?
go.
What time? Where are we at? ESPN, what time?
ESPN, 7 o'clock tomorrow. ESPN and ABC, 3 p.m. on Sunday. Let's go.
Hey, absolutely nailed it.
Go!
How's the golf game doing? Have you played? Have we?
I haven't played. We got to go play. Let's go.
All right, man. Well, you let me know when and where.
right.
Please tell Mr. McBride I say hello and the boys over there. And
I will.
good luck this weekend taking on your brother. Maybe you'll go back to back.
I love it. I got to be 2-0. It's the only way.
Ladies and gentlemen, Eli Manning. Thank you. He's the best.
Yeah, he really is.
Like, he is just I don't want to say the polar opposite of Peyton, because I assume there is certain traits that they have that are similar that both led them to be phenomenal at their jobs. Like there's a work ethic and obviously all these things to get to the NFL, but just the way he goes about everything
He's a goofball.
is seemingly the complete opposite of Peyton. I wonder what Peyton and Archie and Cooper's thoughts were on Eli as he's just going through. This is really what he's like. This is what he's like all the time. He is hysterical. That golf trip I got a chance to go on, that was my first time really getting. I'd been around him a few times because I had the opportunity to go to some places, but it was just like, cheers, how you doing? Let's keep it moving. That golf trip, getting a chance to hang around Eli Manning for 3 days straight pretty much, he's a weapon. And in that brain, he's got a little bit of an act. He's slow, a little bit.
Sure.
That thing's firing on all cylinders all the time. He's undefeated Pro Bowl games coach.
Yeah.
I was there for it. And I appreciate him putting over the Pro Bowl because we do need it to continue to survive. But there were some things they did last year that we cannot see on television.
No, we cannot.
Hey, we cannot be taking advantage of these guys because they signed up to go to the Pro Bowl. Like, hey, we need you to go play catch with water balloons out there. It's like, this guy, greatest football player on earth. Congratulations, you're at the Pro Bowl. Now you're on national TV tossing water balloons. It's just a little bit more respect, I think, for some of the things that are happening. But they got that message. They got that memo. They're moving on. They're trying to continue to evolve it, and I think they'll make it better than ever.
I'll be honest, I was a little worried about Eli's fastball when he talked about, other teams' players hitting Peyton in the head, and he didn't make a joke about how big Peyton's head is because that's his go-to and that's his sweet spot.
Yeah, but maybe he's played out too much.
Yeah, okay. He would know that.
Yeah, maybe he's got a little self-awareness on the entire thing. Speaking of self-awareness, did Kyle Juszczyk and Christian McCaffrey know a camera was on him?
I don't think so.
I doubt it.
Two monsters that played for the San Francisco 49ers were attempting to get a tan before heading to the Super Bowl while also working on their golf swing. Look at these creatures.
Greek.
That one in the front there just saying, hey, son, burn the shit out of me. He went to Harvard, too, that thing.
Jesus.
That thing has a Harvard brain inside of it.
Come on.
And then that one on the left there, that's Christian McCaffrey, the best running back in the NFL right now.
Mm-hmm.
His dad and mom, both elite athletes. His grandparents, elite athletes. The uncle, the aunt. I think his father's father's father was a great athlete. And just getting some sun, working on a golf swing. Seemed like the boys are at ease over there in San Francisco, feeling good going into the Super Bowl.
Relaxed, looks beautiful over there too. But yeah, they definitely seem relaxed, seem ready to go. I actually thought that was Nick Bosa up there when I first saw him.
Yeah, Kyle Juszczyk is a weapon, dude. Look at the pose too. I mean, he is
good swing.
And now I do not know if his wife stitched the current tights he's wearing.
Yeah, I'd assume so.
Yeah, because they do fit perfect. Might be Skims. We have no idea. Could be. But the vibes seem to be very relaxed. Now, AQ, you got a chance to win a Super Bowl. I got a chance to play in a Super Bowl. Our vibes with the group I was around, super relaxed as well. Didn't seem like it got too big for the moment. We would end up losing. You guys would end up winning. I know keeping the game as small as possible almost is very difficult. But at this stage of life, I think everybody kind of handles it well. I don't think we're at a point where you just see people completely botch opportunities like this anymore. You heard stories back in the day, night before Super Bowl, guys get arrested.
The Raiders
events happening on like Friday nights, guys missing curfew until like 4 a.m. or 5 a.m. before the Super Bowl. Like those legendary tales that are told about NFL teams, I think people assume that that's what it's always like. Like, oh yeah, I heard about whatever in 1994 he was out. It's not really like that anymore. Security is very tight. They got the boys all the way like 30 miles outside of the strip. And these teams both mature. Obviously, the Niners have not been to a Super Bowl. So I feel like they're going to handle everything perfectly, these two teams. Am I wrong in thinking that? And is there a type of maybe team that wouldn't be able to handle this type of situation in your eyes?
No, and I think the big thing is these coaches lean on each other, guys that have been there before. Obviously, Andy's been there a bunch of times now, but they got their routine down. These guys almost kind of get like a little mini bye week. They're not going to work until Wednesday or Thursday of this week, right? Like they had a few days off, like, hey, get away from obviously getting some sun, right? Doing those things. Then they're going to work hard through Saturday, leave Sunday, whatever. I've actually stayed at the hotel, the one that you're talking about that's way out there. When we played the Raiders, we stayed there. It's 40 minutes outside of there. There's nothing, but it is beautiful.
I heard it's I was looking at the photos. I'm like, yo, maybe
there's a lake in the middle. Like, it's got everything, and it's, like, very convenient. I remember, like, when we were there, it was, like, food, meetings. It's like a practice facility all in one. So they got everything set up, and you're right. Like, the week of, I mean, you are on lockdown, security central. It is impossible to get in.
You got to really work to go mess up. Now, guys can, and guys will at the bottom of a roster, but it's not like what people expect the NFL to be like back in the day.
No.
I think there's a couple stories that make their way out, and then some people are like, oh, that's everybody. It is not like that these days.
And plus, I'm sure people are more aware of, everybody has a phone now. You can pop up on social media, get you. And these teams, even the four that were left in the championship weekend, like, you don't get this far if you're not mature enough as a team. Leadership. Brady was on yesterday talking about Kyle Shanahan, how he is as a leader. Obviously we know Big Red, Andy Reid, how he is in KC. To your point, you don't get to this point with a bunch of doofus. And even the guys that are on these teams that maybe are, not going to bring them.
There's something to be said for what Tom said, too, with, like, accountability. Like, these two coaches hold their guys accountable. And he's right. Like, the teams that you usually see in it at the end are the ones that they don't have a bunch of guys getting in trouble. They're not making a ton of dumb mistakes or penalties on the field, right? Yep. And they're playing the best at the right time.
Yeah, that's why when I got in trouble my second year, and they were in the middle of the winningest decade in the history of the NFL with Peyton and the boys, it was like such an absurd thing because it's like, what are the Colts? This is how the Colts act? They're getting drunk on a Tuesday night during the bye week and getting arrested. This ain't how the Colts are. Like good teams, good programs. And I feel like a majority of the NFL now at this stage, because to your point, I think phones have just changed society. With everything. For sure. Because you can't, guys don't really, I don't want to say they don't mess up, but like guys are playing video games now as opposed to.
Oh, yeah. I mean, there's a story from 2002 of a lineman for the Raiders the night before the Super Bowl getting hammered and then just flying to an island and not playing in the Super Bowl. Like, could you imagine if that were to happen? Like, if Joe Tooney decided, you know what? I'm going to get hammered tonight and fly to Cabo because I don't want to play. I'm nervous for the Super Bowl tomorrow. Like, you would probably see that on Twitter.
Yeah, as soon as Joe Tooney starts drinking wherever he's drinking, that's hitting the internet. And then as soon as it hits the internet, the Chiefs' security is showing up at his, like, almost like a principal showing up. You having fun? Yeah, let's go ahead and go back. It's tough nowadays, but that makes for a better product. That makes for a more bought-in team, which leads me to I love Kyle Shanahan's confidence.
Yeah.
A clip hit the internet yesterday from NFL Films, I believe Inside the NFL, which is available on CW and Netflix, is where all the mic'd ups kind of debut every single Tuesday night. There are some gems that get released, like this interaction between head coach of the San Francisco 49ers, Kyle Shanahan, and general manager of the San Francisco 49ers, John Lynch, before the NFC Championship game.
It's some fun. Oh, yeah. On stage, man. I like it.
But you can only say that twice. There's only 2 opportunities a year to get to say that. Kyle Shanahan did not miss the opportunity. Love everything about it, Ty.
Well, he knew. I mean, he knew. And, like, they've been in this situation before, and I think Lynch has talked about, like, I know Michael Lombardi said on Monday, like, Shanahan runs the show, but Lynch also has been so involved with all that kind of stuff that, like, when they did win, he was up in the press box, but he was down on the field within like 10 seconds. Like it's almost like he dove out of the press box and just landed down on the field. Like, and then just for that game to play out the way it did, and that to come. I mean, it's like they have to have the utmost confidence going into next week.
Them seeing each other on stage too. You son of a bitch.
Yeah,
told you.
You son of a bitch. Yeah, because how cool he said it too. See you on stage, man. Kyle Shanahan thought about that at some point. He was like, man, a good line right now. Because NFC Championship stage. Super Bowl stage. Now that the public has heard this line, so you can drop it again to Lynch at the Super Bowl when everybody is appearing to be mic'd up? Has this become Shanahan's new thing, Conman?
I don't think he should, just because, hey, you're 1 for 1 here. And you saw what happened in the first half after you said it. You don't want to go through that drama of thinking at halftime. And maybe he didn't, but maybe Kyle Shanahan walking out for that second half was like, God damn it, why'd I tell him?
I should have kept my mouth shut. I wanted to say last year I didn't. I should have just kept my damn mouth shut in this entire thing. Speaking of drama, there's some drama surrounding the New York Jets organization.
Oh, yeah, quite a bit.
Diana Rossini writes an article on The Athletic where she talked to 30 people around the building. Oh,
look out.
There's some real drama going on. People basically said the culture got ruined immediately upon Aaron Rodgers getting hurt. He wasn't as accessible as they thought he was going to be and pretty much cooked Robert Saleh and the team and the situation. And I'll tell you, I assume that's not going to be the last time that is brought up. But also, Saleh, Aaron, everybody over there knows that next year, when they made the decision just to punt on this particular season, 4 plays into what they were trying to build and have happen, next year is, if they win, all this doesn't matter.
Yeah.
If they lose, though, all of this gets amplified
The most pressure.
and brought back even more. This might be the most pressure that Aaron Rodgers has ever faced in his entire life going back, certainly for Bob Saleh as well. And it's a wild scene in the New York Jets operation, I assume, right now.
Yeah, I mean, obviously anything with Rodgers is going to get amplified to the 10th degree. Like, we have kind of, been at the center of that for quite some time now and understand it. But also, like, who knows if any of this is true? I mean, I assume you talk to 30 people. There's probably shreds of it are true. But when I was reading this, all I could think about is like, well, how good is your culture if your culture is just ruined like 45 seconds into the season? Like, how can you just place everything on Rodgers' shoulder? It's like, did they really have that good of a culture? Like, is it that well in place if literally Rodgers goes down? It's just like, okay, all right, well, who do we play week 1 next season? Like, it's crazy. But again, it's Rodgers, so you kind of knew that all this shit was bound to come out.
Michael Lombardi, friend of the program, former general manager, says the whole conversation has been, Rodgers is down, so we're done. Rodgers is down, we're done. They didn't make any moves, really. They didn't do anything to adjust on the offensive side. I guess in there, Bob and Saleh did ask who's going to be the next leader of this team after it all happened. Who knows? The defense, I guess, is the ones that decided to step up in that. But now it's like, if Aaron comes back and they win, let's remember that.
Of course.
But if they lose, they will remember all of it. This was the guy we were banking on, Aaron Rodgers. And I feel like that is exactly where Aaron enjoys kind of being.
But it's also not playoffs. Like, they have to win the Super Bowl. Like, they can't make.
Jeez Louise, the Jets.
that's it's legit though. Like, it'll be the same thing if they go 11-6 and make the playoffs and then don't win the Super Bowl. People are going to shit on them just the same as if they go 6-11 or whatever. Like, it's kind of a lose-lose situation unless they win the Super Bowl.
And what did he say? He said this isn't the last year in his eyes. He does not see this as the last year. There's a couple years. Yeah. I'm excited to see how loud it gets.
To Lombo's point, it was an absolute shit show over there. So they got a lot to fix.
And Joe Flacco called them. Joe Flacco called the Jets.
This is the year to backup quarterbacks, too.
Yes.
Half the league had to play with backup quarterbacks. So, more than that. That's not an excuse.
In the Super Bowl, though, 2 starting quarterbacks.
That's right. Yeah.
Yep.
In the championship games, 4 starting quarterbacks.
Stay healthy.
Stay healthy, baby, at the right position. And if you do, you're going to be good. If you don't, you got hit pieces coming out in The Athletic. Hour 2 on the other side with Travis Kelce and AJ Hawk. See you then. Coming back to get a chance to be in front of the WWE Universe is an absolute honor. I was told, hey, Pat, you want to come back and commentate? I said, hell yes.
Biggest WrestleMania. Let's go.
Royal Rumble, what an event. What a spectacular situation where stories can be written, where dreams can come true. You want to commentate? I said, hell yeah. Work with Michael Cole, the greatest of all time, alongside Corey Graves, a fresh baby. I said, I would love to do that.
Just telling Cole how happy I am that you're back.
That's awesome of you. Very nice of you. All I can hear is these people saying my name. I love the WWE Universe.
And then all of a sudden, 22, I'm in the Royal Rumble. Nobody gave me a heads up about that. I got my cowboy boots on.
Hey, let's go.
Good luck.
Go ahead, buddy. What do you came to ruin my night and get in the Rumble?
You're in the Rumble match. Go. You can win the thing. You can go to WrestleMania. You're the main event WrestleMania. Get him, Pat. Come on, Pat. Go get him. Get him. You can main event WrestleMania.
You, baby. You got this.
And then there was a thing in there, 7'3". You're just looking up at a statue of a being, and I see little Braun Breaker go, like barking at me. I'm like, I'm not supposed to be in here. Why would I be in here right now? I'm not prepared for this. And also, who would I be to take a main event at WrestleMania spot away from somebody? So I got my ass out of there. Now, I went back in because I thought to myself, wait a minute, am I just going to be a coward? And then I realized quickly, yeah, I think tonight I am. And I want to repack to the booth.
Pat McAfee maybe needs to stay on College game day and stay the hell away from me. That's all I gotta say about that. Maybe he should go back to punting or something.
Yeah, I mean, he was kind of reiterating that with both his mouth and his eyes. That man oozes an intensity that I wasn't prepared for, to be honest with you. I'm having a good time down here. St. Pete, good weather. Got sunburned today. I don't know if you saw it. I took all the sun that is in St. Pete on my face. I'm talking to Michael Cole. I'm watching history. And then all of a sudden, I got Braun Breaker looking at me as if I'm some piece of meat, like he wants to bite me. I don't want that. Braun Breaker going 23 miles an hour off the ropes, and now he's going to stare at me. I don't think so. I didn't even have my gear on. You know what I mean? I was kind of caught off guard there. Got to be prepared for anything, I guess, especially in WWE. But overall, tonight was awesome. And it was great to be back. My schedule is awesome, wild, busy. Plus, gorgeous little baby girl, beautiful bride. So trying to balance everything has certainly been a thing. But anytime I get the opportunity to work alongside the geniuses and greats that are in the WWE, I'm certainly going to make the most of it and take advantage of the opportunity because this is a dream come true. So who knows what's next, but it'll be something.
We've got some breaking news tonight, ladies and gentlemen, as we kick off Monday Night Raw. Pat, I promised you we'd have one more run together. It's going to happen. Pat and I will be the new commentary team here on Monday Night Raw every week going forward.
I can't wait. I'm lucky to be sitting next to the GOAT one last time at least, and let's enjoy this ride, baby. Monday Night Raw, live on.
The following program is a collection of stooges talking about happenings in the sports world. It is meant to be comedic informative. The opinions expressed on this show do not necessarily reflect the beliefs of their peers, their boss, or ESPN. There may be some cuss words because that's how humans in the real world talk. If you are young, please seek permission before watching any further.
Hey,
Why?
let's go.
This show stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for. The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers, you pig! Damn it! Be a friend, tell a friend something nice could change their life. Sport! Hello, beautiful people, and welcome back to our humble abode, the Thunderdome, on this Big Show Wednesday, January 31st, 2024. Hour 2 of the program starts now. Football is a beautiful thing. We're lucky to cover it every single day. I'm not alone, obviously. The Toxic Table is here at Boston Connor and at Ty Schmidt. Sweet Owls.
Yeah, I don't know why. I thought Wednesday for some reason, who or something like that. So yeah, Owls.
Sweet Owls.
Thank you.
The Owls are murderers if you watch that one Netflix documentary, Staircase.
Wow.
That's right.
If you do remember.
Wow.
Well, guy's on jail.
Yeah, well,
guy's on jail.
A lot going on with that guy, as we learned.
We certainly did. One half of the hammer, Dahn. Cowboys Tone Diggs is here. 12-year NFL vet and Super Bowl champion A.Q. Shipley. 9-year NFL vet, big football brain Darius J. Butler is here, looking incredibly fly. Joining us live from an attic in Ohio is a college football national champion, a Super Bowl champion, a Ryder Cup winner.
Whoa.
Okay, won in the match.
Correct.
But USA lost to Europe in the old.
Come on.
Yeah, so couldn't lead the United States, but he did lead his group in a win. He has beat COVID numerous times, and he's the current president of Ohio. Father of 10, all-time leading tackler for the Packers, A.J. Hawk.
Hey,
AJ, how you doing? Sorry USA couldn't get a big win in that Ryder Cup, so we can call you Ryder Cup champion, you know?
Yeah, well, they're coming back to U.S. soil here in what is it 2024? I believe the next one is 25. Who knows? They'll get a win.
Remember, we announced the coach,
Steve Strick.
That's right.
No,
2 years ago.
Jim Furyk.
Yeah, 5 years ago we announced the next coach. That was a blast. This guy's the next coach for. And when is that? He goes, 2 years from now. All right, sweet.
Okay, can't wait.
Very topical show. Speaking of topical, joining us now is the topic of every conversation around the NFL, seemingly. Not only because he's the greatest tight end of all time, not only because he's the host of the biggest sports podcast on earth, not only because he's an Ohio folk, super handsome, fashion icon.
Right.
Ladies and gentlemen, Travis Kelce. What's up, dude?
Always a pleasure, baby. How we doing, guys?
It's an absolute honor to talk to you because, the last time we talked to you, people were talking about you being the greatest tight end of all time. But now people are saying, like, one of the biggest stars on earth.
Yep.
Hey, you're a superstar. Travis, you're a superstar.
Yeah,
dude, you're a superstar.
We're making our way up the totem pole, baby. We're making our way up.
I said this at the very beginning. You're the right guy for it. You and your brother are a perfect representation of NFL and football. So we love every single step of the way of your growth and obviously exposure to the world. You're the right one. You're the right one to represent us, Travis.
Hell yeah.
You need to know that.
I've been a Pat McAfee Show listener since day one, baby. So I've seen the growth amongst this show as well. So you already know I'm a big fan of the show as well. And Boston Connor said it best, man. It's just those Ohio folk, baby.
There it is.
Little sibling banter. How can you get mad at that?
Yeah, right now there's 2 Ohio folks, on the show. And if you know anybody from Ohio, you know exactly what that means. And it's an awesome thing that the world's getting to learn about it. Travis, let's chat a little bit about your team here. So, going through the year, and I heard you say it after you guys won the AFC Championship, you said the Chiefs is still the Chiefs. There was a lot of times this year where people were wondering that. And obviously, the standard of the Chiefs is the standard that you guys have built and brought to that beautiful kingdom over there over the last few years. What was it you think this year, trying to find your way? Were you trying to adapt to a new team? Did you guys feel it inside the locker room? What was it about the road this particular year as opposed to years past, you think, Travis?
I mean, you saw it. We just didn't win football games, and it was there were big moments in games that we typically make the plays. At least our history has showed that we've made those plays. And this year it was just a little bit different. We were just off a tick here and there. Guys pointed at the wide receiver room. They pointed at how old my ass is getting. They pointed at a few different things, and it's just persevering through that. No one in our heart and in our minds, when we walk in the building, we have everybody we need to get back to the Super Bowl. And it's just having that right mind frame and being able to make those plays when needed and to really get us over that stepping stone and back into the Super Bowl, man.
Yeah, your old ass, when the lights get bright, it seems to have the right mind frame every single time. Go ahead, AJ.
Trav, I know you guys have kind of crossed over into that space to where you've won too much. You've won so much that people want to hate you or people want to see you lose, and they say, "Oh, I just want to see somebody else get a chance," or whatever. Like, first off, how good does that feel that you guys are in that echelon? Because it's very, very difficult to get there. And also, though, like, how much juice has it given you and the rest of the team to where you guys? It feels like, we love going on the road. We love kind of embracing this villain role.
Man, I'll tell you what, it was about, I want to say, towards the later part of the season, and Charles Omenihu, who, man, my heart goes out to him. Get an opportunity. He's going to unfortunately miss the opportunity to play against his old team in the Super Bowl with his ACL injury. And we're going to go ahead and try and get it for him. But I told him, I was like, he came up to me and said, "Man, where's that Chiefs offense I'm used to seeing, where you guys just put up and blow out everybody?" And I was just like, "Man, this is just a different world, man. We got to become that team that has the grit and has the fire in their heart to be able to find ways to win at the end of ball games, man. We got to feed that beast and turn that into being, the villain of the NFL." And sure enough, man, we're right back to the Super Bowl with that kind of mentality, man.
Now, remember, you guys, well, Patrick mostly, but I guess your entire team, you guys hadn't had to play a playoff game on the road.
No. Yeah. Nope.
Now, the Super Bowl has never been hosted in Kansas City, and you guys have played there a few times. But going into Buffalo with the snow and how it all was, it felt, watching you guys, it's almost like you guys were excited for the opportunity to play a playoff game on the road. And then going into Baltimore, and obviously we talked about the Tucker situation, and you chatted about how the mindset of the whole week of me and Patrick was like, we're not joking around. Like we are coming into Baltimore, and I think the film will show it. We actually have a In the Trenches later where AQ is going to break down. You guys were the aggressors that entire game pretty much. Feels like that has been a mentality, and AJ kind of alluded to it there, about playing on the road and stealing happiness from other people and then maybe bullying the bullies. That's not what the Chiefs have been known for at all. Did you guys talk about that? Was there like okay, all right, so you guys did talk
about it. It was a mind frame 100%, and Coach Reed challenges the guys every single week to be at their best, and no more does he challenge there's no greater group that he challenges more than the guys up front on both the offensive and defensive line to set that tempo of physicality. And going into Buffalo, we knew it was going to be a hostile environment, and we just accepted that challenge like it was just the biggest thing in our lives, man. And you could feel everybody in the building rally together and have that same mind frame. And then we did the same thing going into Baltimore. And if you watch Baltimore on film all year, man, those guys are getting after it. You know, a little bit extra after the play to kind of, you know, show their dominance, act like they're the alpha males. And, you know, how do you go in and you just got to punch them in the mouth? You know, that's at the end of the day, you got to go in there. And when teams try and, you know, strong arm you or be the tough guy, sometimes you just got to show them that you're not going to back down. And speaking of the Tucker stuff, everybody's having a blast with that stuff. Obviously, it was fun knowing that we won the game, and Tucker had to just kind of chew everything that he was doing and swallow that. I loved every bit of that. Pat, I moved his stuff about as politely as I could.
I saw.
Okay, I could have thrown his helmet about 50 yards into the stands if I really wanted to, you know, make a point, but. I knew it was just friendly banter at that point, and he was just trying to be a dick about it. But, yeah, I think that mentality of going in there, not messing around, and making sure we take the fight to them because of how physical of a team they are and how hard they play throughout the game.
Did you wear the all black on purpose too? I saw the, oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. Chris Jones made sure to tell everybody, make sure you're wearing all black this week. We're going in there. We're gonna hit the bank like Chiefs-aholic, baby.
He's watching in jail somewhere right now.
Yep.
I did have my impact on the game.
Where's my wolf mask?
Last question for me before the boys have some, and obviously we're all massive fans. And the fact of the matter is, Travis, and I said at the beginning about you being a superstar, like obviously you're a vet. You've been around a long time. You've earned over $100 million in the league. You just passed Jerry. Hey, Jerry,
yeah.
You just passed Jerry Rice.
Damn,
most catches in the playoff. Like you've obviously accomplished a lot. Been around a long time. You're mature. Like your mindset is one that is ready for it. But like this year, was there ever a moment where it was like, damn, everything? You're obviously, the New Heights podcast through the universe, seemingly, to everywhere on earth. Great for football, and obviously we're massive fans of the show. Then you and Taylor become literally the couple that every human on earth is talking about. It used to be like the Kardashians and Paris Hilton and them. Yep. Like when we were growing up, that was that type of stuff. Yeah. Now you're in the middle of that. All the while in the middle of a dynasty as well with the Kansas City Chiefs. Was there ever a moment where you had to just sit down and be like, man, there's a lot going on right now? Or have you been able to kind of navigate it all? How has it kind of gone?
100%.
Yeah.
100%. I had to kind of reel it back, and because it's all everybody in this building knows my intentions, man. Football is my main focus right now. There's a lot of people counting on me in this building, in this city, in this organization. So this is my number one focus at the time, to be able to, and on top of that, it's in my heart to be able to pour everything I got out there on the field. And, there's some perceptions and people can perceive what they want, but I wanted to make sure that the guys and the men and women in this building knew that I was 100% focused on this team and getting this team to where we are, where we're going next week. And 100% I had to look back, take a step back and really see how I was, portraying myself to the world. And just to make sure that everybody knew I was focused, all while still enjoying my life off the field.
Yeah, and being a gentleman through it all, man.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, you're representing football right now, you know. And I don't want to talk all about.
Brian, baby.
I don't want to talk about your relationship because we are a sports program, but your relationship has crawled into the sports world. It's like we've all learned about Taylor Swift. Like, I did not know a lot about her. My wife is a massive fan of her work and her stories and everything, and following her career. It's like we have been so pumped that like a football guy, like, hey, this is you know, like a gentleman, like chivalry, like not scared to be potentially in like somebody else's spotlight as well. Like it's been beautiful to watch, Travis. We're all incredibly pumped.
I appreciate it, brother.
We're pumped for you, buddy.
Thank you, brother. We're just trying to reel in the good ones one at a time, baby. Just win everyone over.
I love that. Connor has a question for you.
Yeah, Travis, you mentioned the all-black outfit going into the bank this weekend. There's actually a list, kind of a montage of the GQ Sports and the NFL put out on their Instagram, and it was the best dressed players of 2023 to 2024. And you just so happen to be on there. You are also the only white guy on there. How do you feel to be,
thank you.
representing?
Hey, once again, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. How do you
Just
feel to be
represent,
representing?
baby.
Yeah.
Do you already have
Represent for the culture.
You got your fit planned out for Super Bowl already? Do you already know what you're wearing there as well?
I got a few different things that I got in the closet I might pull out, but you already know, man. We're in Vegas, baby. The lights are on, man. You might see me in a Sinatra, in a Elvis Presley. You might see me in. I might have to bring out all the bells and whistles for this one.
Oh man, I cannot wait to see the glasses that are going to be on the side of it. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Those things are going to be absurd.
Yeah.
The glasses are going to be absurd.
Top hat.
You look good though. Hey, a lot of people look like assholes. You know what I mean? You still have. You know what I mean?
I've had my days where I've looked like an asshole for sure.
Yeah, but that's going to happen in fashion. That's going to happen. That's going to happen in fashion. But you've made solid contact on a lot as opposed to missing. We're proud of you, buddy. AQ's got a good football question.
Yeah, Trav. So all year you turn on the film and it's teams try and handle you in a variety of different ways. It's either jam, help, chipping you off the line of scrimmage. It's double coverage. It's man coverage. They've tried everything and nothing works. How are you always open?
Great question. And tell us this 10 days before the Super Bowl, too, please.
Yeah. Well, AQ, I wish I was as open as you're making it seem in the 2020 Super Bowl that you guys gave me a very humbling experience. And I'll tell you what, though, and congratulations on that. I'll tell you what, it's been an absolute honor to play in Coach Reid's offenses, man. I've been on cue saying Coach Reid could get my dad open in the NFL, man. The way he schemes things up. Your
dad's a dog, though. We learned a lot about your dad. Your dad's a dog.
Big Ed is a dog. He is a dog. And he's got some mischief in his back pocket. He'll make sure he tricks everybody to get open. But either way, Coach Reid has done an unbelievable job of kind of like, I don't know, letting me grow in this offense. And on top of that, Pat Mahomes, man, he could put the ball anywhere. He could throw somebody open in a heartbeat. So I'm just a product of my environment, man, but definitely trying to take the game to another level by in the tight end room, at least.
Yeah, and I would say you're doing that, pal. I mean, the conversation about greatest of all time is happening around you, has been for a few years. That's why at the beginning of your relationship, a lot of the Swifties going like, Taylor's making this guy famous. It's like, greatest tight end of all time. Obviously, the new generation of humans are meeting him. Do you like that or don't like that you're in that great? I assume you have to like that, but is it something?
It's an absolute honor. You know it, man. You know it. And I've taken bits and pieces of all the guys that I've been, mentioned in that group with, like Tony. I've taken a lot from his game. Gronk, I've taken so much from his game. A guy like Antonio Gates has fueled me with confidence in how I played and how he played. There's just so many different guys that I've taken bits and pieces from and just try to, create this ultimate tight end that or at least the best tight end that I can be for my team. And it's an absolute honor. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, well, you've earned it all. AJ, go ahead, pal.
Trav, did you have any idea, I guess, when you, let's say 18 months ago, 2 years ago, do you have any idea, like when everything with your podcast, obviously relationship that everyone wants to talk about, do you have any idea it would be this? I'm sure you thought, okay, this is going to be something, but now does it feel like this is, I was not anticipating how this kind of has played out, but it's got to be fun and exciting at the same time.
Yeah, it's it's exciting for me, but it was all brand new, man. I couldn't tell you. I mean, from having the paparazzi follow me every single day into work to, just everybody having my name on their talk show every single day, whether it's sports, whether it's not sports. It's just been a crazy ride I could have never anticipated, man. But I'm having fun with it. The majority of the world is having fun with it, outside of all the cranky NFL fans that just don't want to see the Chiefs win.
It's come around. They thought you were fake. They thought you were fake.
And you know what? We're slowly reeling them in. Yep. We're slowly reeling them in. They're fighting it right now.
You know what I think it was? I think we all because you told, thank you for doing what you did, by the way. You were like, yeah, I would like to invite Taylor to the game or whatever. At that point, I assume you knew she was coming.
Yeah.
You guys knew each other pretty well at that stage. I mean, that was the first time she was going to watch you play, but you guys knew each other pretty well at that point?
Yeah, we had knew each other for close to a month up to that point.
And pretty good constant.
So it wasn't just out of the blue, hey, come to the game and enjoy the game.
Yeah, all right, good. Not just like an open call, but we were a part of it. Very thankful that you allowed us to be a part of that. And I think getting a chance to know you and kind of watch the entire thing, I was so happy for you. And I think at learning about Taylor from her thing, I was so happy for her too. I'm like, this seems like the perfect almost relationship. Yep. And then both the football people. Hey,
how are you?
Hey, Justin Tucker was going to beat your ass, dude. He was going to beat your ass. You know that. Hey, Pat, he's going to beat your ass.
I'll tell you, Pat, me and Patrick were on the sideline in the fourth quarter when Tucker had that chance to cut the lead to one score. If he would have missed that field goal, we were 100% getting a 15-yard flag.
But of course he made it, of course. He can't let us have any fun.
Have any fun, man.
Yeah, and of course.
I was 1,000% getting flagged for that one.
Could you imagine you two sprinting on the field?
Yeah.
Your guys' relationship is sweet, too.
Yeah.
You and Patrick. Obviously, an absolutely beautiful thing, and the boys will ask about it. But I think at the beginning, a lot of football people just thought it was fake. They thought they were getting worked. They were like, this is bullshit, this is bullshit. But now, I think people can't help but realize Travis is phenomenal at football. Mm-hmm. This guy's everything that we would be a football player. And he's in love.
He's a great guy.
Guy's in love. I think that's why everybody's coming back. I think you were hated for a bit.
It's a beautiful thing, isn't it? And hopefully everybody realizes that we're two people in a relationship supporting each other and having fun with it, man. It's nothing more than that. And how much the world wants to paint the picture and make us the enemy, we just have fun with it, and we enjoy every single bit of it. And sure enough, I love it when Taylor comes and supports me and enjoys the game with the fam and friends. It's been nothing but just a wonderful year, man.
You guys hear the hate though, huh? You and Taylor both. I assume you hear people bitching. Do you say why are these people? Is there any of those by you guys, or because I assume she's dealt with this forever, right? I assume she's
dealt with it forever, and we hear it, but we hardly ever talk about it. It's nothing to even talk about. Nothing to really bring up.
How long was that flight? Where'd you go see that concert at?
Argentina.
Yeah.
On the bye week,
about 8, 9.
You were all by yourself on that thing?
8 or 9.
You're all by yourself.
What's that?
You were all by yourself on that plane?
Yeah, man. Yeah, I was just hanging there, just popped in a few movies and put my feet up. Enjoyed the ride and then enjoyed the show and enjoyed some Argentinian food, some empanadas.
Oh, empanada! Love the empanada. All I thought about was you being on that plane by yourself, because I'm on a plane for an hour and a half by myself, and I'm just like, I'm with me too much right now. I should not be doing that. You're a much different human than I, obviously. Speaking of the guy that just walked in, Ty has a question for you.
Yeah, Travis, you talked about talking with Charles and Menahue and saying how, offensively, hey, we need to kind of have just a little more grit. We got to figure out ways to win these games. And then recently, there was a quote from Mahomes, and he basically said, hey, I need to learn how to play differently this year, given how good the defense is. Was there any conversation between you two and you knowing, hey, statistically my numbers might not look the same this year, but we are going to have to change the way we play on offense because, like you mentioned, we have everyone we need here to go play in a Super Bowl. It just might look a little bit differently than it has in the past.
That's a great point. I'll say this. I don't know if it was ever actually specifically talked about. It was kind of like how the season was going. It kind of just built, and we all just learned it together. And the expectations that we set for ourselves is to score every single time we have the ball. And sure enough, history's told us before Pat Mahomes can score at any point in the game as fast as he can. So not having that success, it makes you feel like you're out of it. But in reality, we were in every single game we were playing. And we had to find that grit to be able to refocus, have the right momentum, have the right mentality to finish those games, make those plays at the end of the game, knowing it has been pretty all day. I think that having that understanding of no matter where we're at the end of the game, if we're in it, our mentality has to be we're too good to let it slip, and we got to put the hammer down and just make those big plays at the end.
People gave up on you, man, throughout the year.
Oh yeah,
I was making a lot of excuses for you guys. I was making a lot of excuses out here. It was windy, wasn't it?
Everyone was sick.
I love you for that, Pat. I love you for that. And you knew what it was. We just had to, figure it out, man. Just had to figure it out.
Well, I want to let you know, though.
No, you don't have to.
I have to. I picked Baltimore this past weekend.
No, listen, I get it, man. That team had a lot of juice. The bank is a hostile environment. Yeah. The bank's they were talking about bringing Ray Lewis back and Ed Reed before the game to kind of build that toughness, And then in the third or fourth quarter, they bring out T-Sizzle to some Eminem or to some 50 Cent. Playing, and it was just like, wow, this, it was an electric feeling for him. But, as you say it best, baby. The Chiefs is still the Chiefs. And we're going back to the Super Bowl for a reason, baby.
The Chiefs is still the Chiefs, aren't
they? Big time. Yeah.
How did I forget that? The Chiefs is actually maybe even the better Chiefs than they've ever been.
It's your quote, Pat.
I know. That's why I wasn't able to celebrate. I wasn't because I forgot, Trav. That's 100% on me. You sound awesome anytime you have a microphone though up on the stage.
Yeah.
Those. I appreciate the fact that you take those over too, because there's some people that are too timid. They don't talk enough. They're expecting the question person to do it. You just say, "Hey, listen, been here before.
It's my show."
Okay, we know what we're doing here. Let's just go ahead and get the place going. This is celebration, and there's no person better, I think. Hey, are you always good vibes? I mean, not when you're fighting kickers before the game, but like locker room, I assume,
all day, every day, baby.
Yeah,
I'm living life to the fullest, man. Absolutely, every single day. The glass is full. It's not even half full. It's full, man. That thing is. It's just I'm oozing good energy, man. I had a coach, Butch Jones, say one time, and it just registered for me. It's a very simple quote. It's either you're fueling people or you're draining people. Either you're a fountain or you're a drain in life. And I just love being that fountain of life for everybody and bringing the energy and setting that tone of good vibes, man. And that's just how I live life, baby.
That's awesome.
Hell yeah.
With that being said, the Chiefs is still the Chiefs. You know why? Because Kelsey's still Kelsey. Even though everybody was saying you were changing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Everybody was saying you were going to change. He's an Ohio folk. Mm-hmm. He ain't going to change.
Can't do it.
The change of the team, though, I think, is on the other side of the ball, which D-Butt has a question
for you guys have some ebbs and flows, obviously, offensively, and you get a bunch of the headlines, Patrick Mahomes, Andy Reid, but on that other side with Spags, and I know you practice and get some time. Speaking of Pat, too, shout out to him. Putting on for the dad bods too, but Spags, you see him a lot. Practice, training camp.
You know nothing about that.
Yeah.
Darius knows nothing about that.
Don't say that, D-Butt. You're not allowed.
Ironically, though, I was listening to the show. Ironically, the quarterbacks do bring in about 3 boxes a dozen glazed donuts every Friday.
See?
So
I love that. Okay, so a lot of common teammates. Good teammates.
Hey, but why is it so tough to beat Spags, especially in these big games? I feel like he's just putting on the masterclass. Obviously, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, and now going against Brock Purdy in this offense with 49ers. Why is it so tough to beat him, and especially with his adjustments?
Man, Spags is going to challenge you mentally. And as an offense, you want to catch a rhythm, and I just haven't seen a team catch that rhythm against Coach Spags' defenses. And obviously, he does a great job of challenging everybody mentally. But I think the true test is to Brett Veach and the guys that are bringing in to that defense, because we got guys at linebacker that sometimes are playing half field safety. We got guys that are playing D line that are dropping to the flat, making plays in the flat. Guys are interchangeable, and when you have that, you can really screw up a team's momentum and a team's rhythm throughout the day. And sure enough, it's been no more prevalent than this playoff.
Yeah, Spag said the other day that everybody on the field has a high football intellect. Normally you have like one guy or two guys. He said all 11 guys have a high football IQ, so they're able to do a bunch of stuff. It's beautiful. That's why the Chiefs is not only still the Chiefs, but it feels like
Eli was kind of talking about it. And Antonio Pierce talking about switching those blitzes. Like, he was playing for Spags at that point. And what Travis talking about, like Justin Reed, the shit he's doing out there. Obviously, McDuffie, Snead has been the best corner in the league, I think, in my opinion. Bolton, like all these guys just been doing their job.
So the Chiefs is better than Chiefs ever
no.
been.
Whoa.
Oh, no. Diggs has last question for you here, Travis.
Yeah, Trav, you watch the show, so you know this is a journalistic show. So I don't want to put you on the spot. This is a question that I just have to ask you. And it's not even for me. It's for a huge section of the internet that wants to know. Will your GQ, handsome, stylish ass be on the red carpet of the Grammys this weekend, or is that something that can't happen because, you're playing in the Super Bowl?
I wish I could go support Taylor at the Grammys and watch her win every single award that she's nominated for. But I think I got practice on Sunday, or I think Sunday's a travel. Is it Saturday or Sunday? I know I got practice Saturday, but Sunday's a travel day. Unfortunately, I got to get ready for this big old Super Bowl that we got in a week.
I can't wait for Entertainment Tonight to post.
Yes.
Unfortunately, the only person in Taylor's life that won't be able to make it to the Grammys is Travis, because he is quoted as saying, focused on still winning a Super Bowl.
That's right.
Them learning about football has been fantastic, Trav. We appreciate you, buddy. Have a great week, and thank you for stopping by, bro.
Best show on TV, baby. Love you guys, man.
Hey, we love you too, man. Ladies and gentlemen, Travis Kelce.
Yeah, Travis.
Hey, what a life for that guy, AJ.
Yeah.
What a change. I mean, he was already a mega superstar in the football world, and he even crossed over, I think, to mainstream. Now it's like, okay, international, just everywhere you look, that's where they are. And it's cool to see him still be himself.
I got paparazzi following me to practice.
Yeah, it's wild.
That's wild in Kansas City.
Kansas City, Missouri. How about him talking about like having to take a step back and be like, how am I being portrayed to people? And is it what I want to do? It's pretty much what JJ had told us about before.
Yeah, exactly.
When JJ Watt was kind of getting pushed out there. I appreciate whenever people can like realize it and be like, hey, this is not it. This is not what I want. Because I don't want to say at that stage it gets easy, but there's a lot of money for a lot of things in that particular world. And if you actually do have like a humble background, whenever you see a number in front of you, it's not easy just to be like, oh, no, I'm not going to do that because that's not how I want to be portrayed.
Yeah.
It's like it's you know what I mean? It's not easy getting thrusted into that place either if you're not prepared for it. And I'm not saying he wasn't prepared for it or didn't expect it or want it or whatever the case is. I'm not saying any of those things, but that comes with some shit too whenever you get into it for sure. Added into your life. And as a guy who said he wants to be a fountain, not a drain, I assume there was a lot trying to beat down that fountain for a while there in the middle of the season maybe, and then they find it, snap out of it, and now they're better than they've ever been, AJ.
Yeah, that's what I think shows how great they are and how great Andy Reid is and that whole staff. We always say, like, oh, the Chiefs, they'll turn it on when you need to. They'll figure it out at the end of the season. They'll do all that. And they absolutely have done that. But the truth is, I'm sure you've heard coaches say, you can't just roll your helmet out and expect to win a game. Like, you can't just turn it on and turn it off usually. Most teams can't. Great teams, they don't do it like maybe subconsciously they may not, be playing as hard in a Week 11 game that they will in a playoff game, but they have figured it out for whatever reason. And I think it's just it's so much of like a mental thing to where they have an attitude about them. They have like they got chips on their shoulders. They all do, and they all kind of banded together around that.
And the Chiefs, he's still the Chiefs.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, that ain't never gonna.
Yeah. No.
I got to remember that, too. Joining us now is a man who joins us every single week. And in about 1 hour, his soccer team kicks off against Manchester City, which is a team I've heard of.
Pretty good.
So that means they're good.
Yeah, best.
Their best player's back, too, today.
Making a debut?
First game back.
Great opportunity. Yeah.
Where's it at? Is it in Burnley or?
I'm not sure what barn.
Where's what field is this being on? Is this on the Moore one or the Manchester City one? Is this guy getting a parade because of a return?
What's the Hattie parlay?
It is at Manchester.
Oh no!
Lawn back.
All right, let's not focus on the oh-no's. Let's focus on the oh-yes.
He's plus 700 to score a hat trick.
Oh, yeah. Oh, debut.
Per Gumby.
Let's talk about the oh-yes.
Hell yeah.
Oh, yeah, this guy. One of only 3 people in the Houston Texans Ring of Honor.
Whoa.
Oh, yeah, this guy. Going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, this guy was a part of raising $50 million for a city whenever they needed it most. Oh, yeah, this guy joins us every single week in a fantastic fashion. Ladies and gentlemen, J.J. Watt.
Yay!
Oh.
How we doing, guys?
Oh, I like the shirt.
Nice.
Great. I like the shirt.
Thank you. It's my wife's birthday. It's happy birthday.
Oh, happy birthday.
Happy birthday. I see it on the internet. I don't know how to pronounce it. Happy birthday, though, to
Mrs. Watt.
Mrs. Watt.
K-Leah. K-Leah. Letter K and then Leah.
Okay.
K-Leah.
Okay, that's a sweet name. That's an incredible name.
Happy
I would
birthday.
definitely want Kia-Leah, though. Kia-Leah with how it is. Happy birthday, K-Leah. Watt. Turned down for Watt.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
She plays for what program? What program?
She's retired. She's retired.
Congrats on a hell of a career, Kaylee.
Yeah.
Hell of a career, Kaylee. What team? What program did she play for?
She still holds the record for the fastest goal in U.S. women's national team history. So she's incredibly impressive.
Wow! Happy birthday, Kaylee.
Congrats, Kaylee.
Hell yeah!
Thank you. I appreciate it.
JJ, we got a big one against Manchester City today. Okay, and I know you got the.
We do.
Yeah, I know you got the all-seeing eye there on your hat, and you can see what the future is. What are you predicting for the boys today? Do we have a shot here? Because I just heard all momentum is on Manchester City's side as their biggest star is returning to take on your Burnley team.
I mean, they obviously have Holland coming back, which is huge for them. I mean,
Oh, it's
one of the
Victor
best players
Holland?
in the world.
Erling Haaland.
Our track
Haaland's
record,
brother.
our track record against
Vic's
City
brother.
is not strong.
Yeah.
But things
you
are meant
guys
to
are
be.
dead. Hold on. I just learned who this guy is. This is the blonde-haired guy.
That guy.
Yeah, every time I see him on TV, he's scoring goals.
Scoring goals, yeah.
That's all this guy
I'm going
does.
to double team that guy.
Yeah.
Something.
Have you
Decided to come back just for this game. Decided that now was a good time to return from a 2-month injury.
What an asshole.
I love this guy.
All right. We like a challenge.
Hell yeah, that's what Burnley does. Burnley looks at challenges as opportunities to get better. I've seen that guy.
That's the one.
I know him.
Yeah, we know him. Yeah.
Whoa.
He's playing today?
Say minus 200 for a hat trick?
No, well, I think he's like minus 800 to score a goal. He's plus 700 to score 3 of them.
We're not saying to do that, though, because we're pulling for Burnley.
I'm betting on Burnley. I'm taking Burnley.
Hell yeah. I don't think I'm allowed to speak on the gambling aspect of the game.
Smart.
I think that's probably frowned upon in the ownership circles.
Well, you did call out VAR a couple times.
That's right.
I mean, you're changing things.
That was
egregious.
Warranted.
Yeah.
Hey, let's talk about you being in Baltimore with the CBS crew. Thought the jacket looked really good. When the lights turned on at halftime, got to see it. It was great.
Great.
Did you enjoy the Baltimore atmosphere? Is it what you expected? And then seeing what the Chiefs were able to do to Baltimore, I think everybody was caught by surprise, even though the Chiefs are still the Chiefs, JJ.
Yeah, man, it was a great atmosphere to start out. The city was wild up. Everybody was ready. It's a great place to play. It's a great city, great fan base. It obviously didn't go the way they wanted it to, so the atmosphere kind of tapered off. And I think we all kind of saw what happened there. I mean, they were the number 1 rushing team in the NFL, and they just didn't, for whatever reason, they decided not to stick with that. I mean, the first rush Gus Edwards had came with, I think, 5 minutes left in the first quarter. It's a 15-yard run, and then he only got 2 runs the rest of the day. I mean, right here, 15-yard run, pop that off. How you only give that guy 2 carries the rest of the day, I don't really understand. When you're the number 1 rushing team in the league and you're going up against a 25 or worse rush defense in the league, and they are a good pass defense. So I understand how it goes, but I think that's one of the things that the Chiefs really do and that makes them so great, especially when it comes down to crunch time, is they're calm, they're collected, they're poised. They know that once it gets to this playoff time, teams try and do some wild things to keep up with them. Teams kind of sometimes might go away from their identity and they just wait for somebody else to screw up and they take advantage. And now the first drive of the game was a very impressive drive from the Chiefs. I mean, that touchdown pass from Mahomes to Kelsey was incredible. So they did come out of the gate very hot.
Yeah, and then the defense for Baltimore locked down seemingly in the second half, but that Spags defense was able to do what he was able to do. And you talk about 10 total runs in that game. AQ just told me in that for the Baltimore Ravens. And there was numerous shots on everything DB presents, good D, bad D, where, and I think the internet's saying a lot of it too, like, Lamar clearly could have picked up 15, 20 yards. Like, even if he was not Lamar Jackson, could pick up 15, 20 yards. So now everybody's thinking that Lamar was thinking too much about people wondering if he could do it with his arm. I assume that's not the case. All year, remember, Lamar was kind of dealing in that whole thing. But I think they left a lot on the field. I think they left a lot out there. I assume we're all seeing the same picture. And you know, Baltimore's got a young core over there. You think they're going to be able to do it? You think they're going to be able to do it? We all assume they will be because how good the team is. But it's like not a lot of these opportunities come around all the time.
I know, man. I mean, you look on paper, and I mean, even look before the game, and you look on paper, and you're like, damn, this team is very, very good. They're very strong. They're set up well. They got young players at great positions, and they should be able to do it. And then obviously in a situation like this, it's tough. And now it's still the Chiefs. It's still Patrick Mahomes. It's still the NFL playoffs. Am I cutting out?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, but you're back.
All right.
You're back.
All right. Am I back?
You're back.
All right. Sorry. All right.
What?
All right. But, I mean, losing your defensive coordinator, that's tough.
Can you hear him?
Still gone, no.
I don't have. Do you guys have him? Hello?
1, 2, 3.
Jage.
2, 3. Yeah.
I can't hear. Do you hear anything, Pat?
No. I hear you, AJ.
Yeah, got AJ.
Connor,
I hear you guys.
What?
AQ can
What?
Testing.
What?
Can't hear JJ.
What?
AJ, JJ, can you hear us?
Yes.
Did he say yes or no there?
Is he
Shake
talking?
your head there because you're.
Yes.
Okay, he can hear us.
I can't tell. I'm being bit.
You're back. We got you back. You're back.
There he is.
There it is.
We are the worst.
It's a great show. Love being a part of this. Love it. Just really enjoy it. Really enjoy the friendships, the camaraderie, it's the locker room that you miss.
Yeah, it is. You're right. Yeah, the good locker room, though.
We're all getting noogies next week in person.
Yeah, the good locker room. Yeah, can't wait to see you.
Next week in person. I forgot.
Yeah, very excited to see you. I think we're all going to be reminded quickly, like I was whenever it was the waste management. J.J. Watt is an avatar. You only see like the chest and head here. Whenever you get in real life, it's one of these. Shit. Look how big this thing is.
What the hell?
Yeah, I didn't know he made him like this. Look at this thing. Yeah, as soon as we see you, excited for it. But Lamar Jackson, Ravens, I think they're back. I think they come back better, stronger than ever. I think they just lost defense coordinator Mike McDonald to the Seattle Seahawks as the head coach. Congrats to him.
Congrats, Mike.
Everybody thought
very impressive.
Yes,
very impressive. I feel like that has gotten lost a little bit in it all. I mean, their defense is very good. They did play extremely well. I mean, if you sat there before the game and you said, "Hey, if you guys just need to score 18 points to win this game," they would have taken that all day long. You know, holding Mahomes and those guys at 17, that's impressive. He deserves a head coaching job, and I'm excited to see what he does up there in Seattle.
Yeah, congrats, Mike. We've obviously just learned about you here over the last couple of years since coming back. He was with Baltimore, I think, as like a GA maybe, something like that. Then he goes to Michigan, has success, comes back to Baltimore. And remember at the beginning, first couple games, first like 5-6 games, there were some calls happening where Chuck Pagano was like, what is this guy? What is this guy even doing? I think you even broke down, like, they didn't even have a coverage to describe what they were running. But, boy, he figured it out.
Figured it out quick.
And he has, obviously, weapons on that side. They were going to hire Dan Quinn. They stick in the defensive side of the ball with Mike McDonald. That was on purpose, I assume. I assume sticking with a defensive-minded coach was what Seattle wanted to do, or I wonder why Dan Quinn did not get that job. Huh? That conversation's for another day. Congrats, Mike.
There we go, Mike.
Glad you transitioned there because I thought you were asking me like I was the owner of the Seahawks, and I had no clue what to tell you there, bud.
We couldn't hear anything he just said. Could you?
No, I don't got it.
Oh, God. Here we go again.
AJ.
JJ, I assume you can hear me. We haven't been able to hear you for a while, but how does this Chiefs team stack up against the 49ers? Who do you like? What kind of matchups are you looking for in this Super Bowl?
I mean, it's hard because like I sat there for obviously the last week, and we sit there, we have conversations, we break down the Ravens, we break down the Chiefs, and you start to look at it on paper and you say, you know, wow, the Ravens were the number one rushing offense. Wow, they're the number one takeaways. They have number one sacks. Now the Chiefs also phenomenal defense, number 2 in sacks, number 2 in total points. So you sit there and you break it down, though, and you're like, wow, on paper, the Ravens really, really have a strong argument in this matchup. And then you go out there and you play the game, and it is still Patrick Mahomes. It is still the Chiefs. It is still Andy Reid. It's still these guys that have clearly been in that fire before, or clearly understand and know what it takes and how to remain poised and how to keep their emotions in check and how to just manage the game and continue throughout the course of the game to find a way to win in the end. So you sit here and then you break down the Chiefs and the Niners, and the Niners have a phenomenal squad. And both teams are incredible. The Niners have playmakers everywhere. They have CMC, they have Ayuk, they have Debo, they have Kittle, they have everybody. So you start to look at it and you're like, oh, wow. But you can never discount Patrick Mahomes. I mean, that's what we're learning. Obviously, we went through many, many years of Tom Brady doing a similar thing where they struggle in the regular season, then all of a sudden the playoff time comes and boom, another Super Bowl. So it's very, very difficult. I mean, it's probably the 2 best teams in the NFL matching up, and that's literally the goal of the Super Bowl. So looking forward to seeing it.
It's pretty crazy that as you're talking about why the Chiefs are in it, it's everybody kind of says the same thing. I had a bunch of like 3 ex-coaches and then a couple people in sports media that have been around a long time who texted me the same thing during that Baltimore Ravens game. They're like, 15's not losing today. Isn't it crazy that is literally how we kind of view Patrick Mahomes? It's like everybody that's been around ball is like, don't think you're going to beat 15 today. And he doesn't even play on one side of the ball. He's not even on the field for 48, 49% of the game. It's like that is just like what he kind of oozes and radiates. He was obviously on the show today.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously,
no big deal.
He was on the show today, this guy. Tom Brady was on yesterday. Patrick Mahomes on today. Eli Manning was on today.
Whoa.
Peyton Manning's on tomorrow.
JJ Watt's on right now.
Hey, are we knocking out the Mount Rushmore? Where's Joe Montana?
Yeah.
Need Joe Montana on the program. But, like, everybody has the same thoughts about Patrick Mahomes. That's special. You know, what is it about him, JJ, that, you know, there's only like 1 or 3 of these guys. I guess there's 4 of these guys probably in the history of the NFL. What is it?
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's the physical capabilities, first of all, the ability to run around, the ability to move, throw, make all the throws, make the correct decisions and everything. But then it also is the intangible of sitting there staring at your quarterback in the middle of a game, whether you're up, whether you're down, no matter what the situation is, and knowing we're fine. Like there's a handful of guys in the entire world that you can sit there and you can look at and be like, it does not matter what the score is, we're going to be just fine. And he's one of those guys. And now, again, we can't discount the roster that he has around him. He does have great players around him. I mean, the defense, Chris Jones, all these guys on the DBs, their DBs are phenomenal. And Spags uses them so well. He blitzes them. Their linebackers, I mean, Kelsey, maybe he doesn't have the true big weapons at wide receiver. I mean, finding Rashee Rice as a rookie is really nice and having him play. And one of the things that also goes a little bit, it's been talked about, but the way that they've introduced Pacheco over the course of the last 7 or 8 weeks and continuing to do in the playoffs, I believe he's had 20-plus carries in 7 or 8 of the last weeks. They kind of did the same thing last postseason. They start to lean on that running game more. They start to lean on Pacheco a little bit more, and it takes some of that pressure off. And it's almost obviously the opposite of what the Ravens did, is they took away from their running game instead of leaning on that. So they kind of know what it takes in the playoffs, man, and they're incredibly frustrating to play against, incredibly hard, but they just seem to find a way to get it done.
Hey, Tone, run game good in the end. Run game good.
A lot of people will tell you that you hire the best run game OC out there, and it's the worst hire of all time. But you know, JJ said it's a good idea, so why would we listen to him?
Yeah, Tone was.
Are you happy or mad about it?
I love it.
I
absolutely love it, JJ.
But you're a mark because we know him. So.
Yep.
Oh yeah, I only
favoritism.
like it. I only like it because he's on the show.
AQ, you said you like it as well.
Yeah, I only think my brother's defensive player of the year because he's my brother. So that's apparently how it works.
Well, you could see how people would believe that one.
Oh, I mean, not when he's literally leading the entire National Football League in every single statistic. So
that's not matter.
No, I agree, but like you got to remember that people just don't, you know.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, yeah.
Like you being his brother, the easiest thing to do is just make the decision.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, of course,
Okay.
JJ. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, you going to bat for his brother?
So everything else coming out of your mouth about that whole conversation has already been turned off.
Yeah.
You've already been muted like you were earlier today. I'm happy we figured out that audio.
Thank God.
I'm really happy we figured out that audio to move forward. Conman has a question for you.
Yeah, JJ, I assume since you were at the AFC Championship, it was probably hard to watch the NFC Championship with everything going on. But, you know, the conversation around that one has been MCDC and his 4th downs and going forward, and that's kind of what I want to kind of hear your take on. But before you answer that, Is everything okay? Because you seem a little bummed out today. It doesn't seem. I don't know if
you bummed out.
Did you leave the pizzazz at the front door? I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. If I'm just
Got a big
I'm
game.
worried about you. I'm worried about you.
There
Out
is
of care.
nobody that there's nobody that I look forward to seeing more in person next week than you, my friend.
Me too.
I
can't wait to see you.
I'm really, really looking forward to that.
Yeah, me too.
Hey, JJ, the Espresso Martini boys, Connor, Gumpy.
All good vibes. All good vibes. We're fountains.
Gumpy,
We're fountains.
I've come around on Gumpy. Gumpy. We're
Thank you,
tight
JJ.
now. We're
Hell
tight.
yeah.
So are
He
we.
actually
Hell
understands. He understands the football. He follows along. He's got his squad playing well. He's a supporter. He's an actual supporter of Burnley. I appreciate it. Connor, on the other hand, we might have ourselves a nice little conversation.
I like that.
I think over a couple of espresso martinis.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. I'll shove a couple of espresso martinis.
Throats. Yeah. I'll do you. You do me.
What was it? Before
Whoa.
It's
going to be a one-way.
It's going to be one way.
on air.
One way.
Still on ESPN.
One way.
Whoa.
Which way are you?
Listen.
Yeah, I stopped it. That was going. It was going the wrong way.
What are you talking? What are you alluding to?
I'm just checking in on it. I can't ask how a guy's doing, I guess, anymore. I guess that's a bad thing to do.
Connor does have a good pizzazz
Somewhere.
reader, though. He is a good reader of the pizzazz.
saying.
I didn't expect what he was going to say that. And also, we got a big game against Manchester City.
That's what it must be. The nerves. That could be the case.
42 minutes and 30 seconds, brother. Holland's return.
Connor, my friends, my best friend from back home has said he's going to run a mile for every goal we score today. TJ's doing 25 push-ups for every goal we score today. What do you got? Give me something, Connor.
I'll do a mile for every goal you score today as well.
Thank you. We have not scored a goal against them in the last 5 meetings, so you're. I look forward to seeing.
We're due.
With Holland coming back.
We're due. We're due.
So maybe
I look forward to seeing you run a mile at
the
the end of this show today.
5 miles.
I was gonna, maybe
multiple miles. Sorry.
Maybe a mile like every other shot. Then we could do
Corner kick.
Corner kick.
We'll count corner kicks as well.
We're putting one in. We're putting one in.
Yeah, you are.
You're winning.
Yeah, you
Come on,
are.
Bernie!
Hell yeah, bro. We're raising the chariots all the way up.
Hell yeah!
What?
Oh,
We're going to get there. We're going to get there. Yeah.
But MCDC in his fourth downs. How'd you feel about MCDC going?
Somewhere there was a question. All right. Anyway, let's bring it back.
good pizzazz though in that whole section.
Yeah,
it's good pizzazz.
People,
Yeah, sorry about it. Yeah.
People want to get pissed about it, but live by the sword, die by the sword, man. Be who you are. Do what you do. Do what got you there. I mean, you go in that locker room, you stand in front of those guys, and they're going to be fine with that because that's what you've done all year. That's who you've said you are. That's who you've proven that you are. So I don't care about those at all. That is absolutely staying true to your identity. Now, the problem that I have, and from what I saw of it, is when you run the ball on that third down and waste a timeout and then don't give yourself a chance to get the ball back once you do give it back. That's a tough one. That's a little bit more hard to handle.
Well, just, I appreciate live by the sword, die by the sword, and we are big MCDC supporters. And they far exceeded expectations, I think, of everybody in Detroit.
Yep.
Like Eminem is saying, we'll be back. Eminem's tweeting he's part of the team, we'll be back. I think that's how all of Detroit feels. We just expect MCDC and the boys to just evolve from this. Because remember, early with Brandon Staley, some of the decisions he was making, it was like red flags were happening. It's like, hey, shouldn't necessarily just always be blinded by the opportunity of believing in the boys. Everybody believes in the boys.
But wasn't the kicker, isn't his career average from that distance 54%?
I've heard everywhere from 70%, 70-something percent to 50-some percent.
45, I heard.
Last 3 seasons where it was
so
85.
like in that theory, then you're like, okay, well, it's not like we were talking about a nails field goal here that was a guarantee.
True. I mean, it's completely valid, but also, like the kicker. I was thinking about the kicker. Nobody really does this. I was thinking about the kicker
never.
For that team, you're never going to get a layup.
No.
Never going to get a layup.
Yeah.
Would
that change your opinion signing for a team? Like if you were on free agent, would that change obviously what you
with how mentally weak I am? Yeah, I would like to kick a ball. I would like to at least feel, guys are would like to get hit or make a hit or something. Yeah. Like for me, I love when we did the opening kickoff so I could at least just get something out there. There'd be times, obviously, with Peyton Manning early where we're going into quarter 4. I've not punted a ball yet. And then it's like, okay, we're up 6 now. and we're backed up, and I haven't not hit a ball yet, and it's like, yeah, you're good though. Yeah,
need you.
Yeah, you don't even have a chance. So I was thinking about Badgley, where it's like he never gets. But hey, when we need it, this is go Super Bowl.
That's a fascinating thing for punters, man, because like literally the best thing for the team is if you never once do your job the whole day. Ever. But like I've been out there on defense. I've been on the bench on defense where sometimes it's like you said, it's been a little while, and you're like, all right, just go 3 and out. Like, let me get out there and get a little sweat going. Like, let me get in some action here. But that's not what the team, like, same for you. Like, you should be rooting to never do your job, but who you are and what you want to do, you want to get out there and do your job. That's fascinating.
No,
never thought about
don't want to get out there. If we're going 3.5 quarters, let's go ahead and close this game out.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and do this. Against Houston, actually, there was a time, and people think like, oh, the pressure's on the kickers. It certainly is, but up 2, ball backed up on the 1. I think we even took a penalty, and so it was on the 2, then it got backed up to the 1, and there's a minute 30 left, and you're like, so you got to get it out of field goal range, and you got a short thing. It was like, as I was going on the field, I'm like, man, I stopped field goal kicking. I didn't think these situations, were coming in my life. Mm-hmm. We won, by the way.
Of course.
That was not necessary.
65.
By the way.
By the way.
Mm-hmm.
By the way.
What's the most amount of punts you've had in one game?
I almost had 10.5 against the Titans.
Jesus.
We were almost
half punts will get you.
Thanks a lot, Orlovsky.
In the first half, almost 10. I think one of them.
10.5. I thought you said 10.5.
Yeah, we had some quick.
10.5 punts.
It was like 8. I think 8 punts, 1 was blocked though, so 9 in one half.
That's fun.
Yeah, we were close. Go from like Peyton Manning, we were not punting, to a couple years later, almost breaking like the record. If we would have had like 3 more quarters, I think we would have potentially had the record for most amount of. I think, or maybe another game or like we were close. Those were fun though, because like we suck. Obviously, we are not good, but you can have 6 shanks and you hit 2 good balls. Your average is great.
Yeah,
you're punting once a game. You better not suck ever. Speaking of, our show does that. We'll be back tomorrow. Boom.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. You did.
Professional.
Thank you. Yeah. Filling time there, telling stories about punting. I mean, geez, it kind of got awkward there.
I was waiting to see how it all wrapped up. Loved it.
Well, I should have given you an opportunity to kill a company.
That would have been nice.
True.
Like you did a couple weeks. Has it quieted down? I feel like it has, right?
Yeah. I mean, they try and pop off little shots here and there, but I mean, like, so like.
Bug windshield.
The amount of players that have reached out is astonishing. Truly astonishing.
Ex-players, current players?
All. Lots. Significant amount.
Free agencies.
Players trying to claims and what's the word for making a claim about somebody?
Allegation?
But in a bad way. Yeah. Allegations of things that have happened and reasons why things are a certain way they are. It's been fascinating to see how that's going.
Oh, so there's been a bunch of like guys with different theories and ideas of how we've gotten to this point for the stats in that community over there.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
How far has that been?
Why certain in a contract year when there's connections and things, why things have switched. All of a sudden this guy's got, grades move and things like that.
Oh,
yes. Now I do want to say this. I will say this about this whole conversation.
Thank you.
The actual analysis, the true, statistics of this is how many times they line up in 11 personnel, 12 personnel, the standard stuff like that. That's all fine. I have no problem with any of that. I don't care. That's just aggregating. And yes, I know the teams use that type of stuff. I know the leagues use that type of stuff. It's the grades that are the problem. That's the problem. It's the grades, and it's the acting like you are the czar of deciding who's good, who's not, all that stuff. That's my problem. It is not the actual data and things like that. It's the grading and making decisions on who is good and who is not, and then presenting it as gospel. That's my problem.
Yeah, because what you said about the grades in PFF in that particular portion then got taken into the entire, this guy doesn't want to know the trends that are vital pieces of information, so then they started piling on you being stupid. I want to let you know, the reason why I know they were saying that is because they were also saying that because I was on the screen, I was also a dumbass and everything like that. It's like, obviously, we would like to know if there's trends, and there are certainly benefits to more data and analytics coming into football, but whenever narratives are being created about players, by these same exact people in one particular way. It's like, that's not good. Like when Madden was grading players and they weren't putting as much effort as they are now into it, and they had everybody on earth that played Madden believing that this is what this person was in comparison to this person, when in the grand scheme of things, I guess it doesn't matter, but it does to this fucking person right here. It's like, wait a minute, I got contracts, legacies, and I'm 5 times better than that motherfucker. Why is my family playing a video game telling me I'm trash when the person they're saying is good? I am better. It's because the Madden ratings do that. Now PFF is doing the same exact thing, and it's being projected on the biggest game of the week, right at the bottom to the entire world. This guy, good, but
67 out of 89.
This guy's in the NFL.
But down the roster.
Yeah. So in what you just said there, though, about like little give and take about a potential, if you can knock that down into the 70s, we don't have to pay.
That's crazy.
But obviously,
things move and shake. There's been interesting things that have been.
We're not saying that's true. We're not saying that's true. These are allegations.
Yeah, no, I've been pointed out certain issues where grades have changed and things have moved, and I'm not saying anything about it, but it's fascinating. It's been fascinating to see the response. I will say that.
AJ, your question for Jay. You did just say stuff though. You said I'm not going to say anything about it, but you
audio work.
You did say a lot about it.
My audio was great then? The audio was coming through
crystal clear. After we got over that.
Crystal clear. Go ahead, AJ.
Good.
Listening to you, JJ, kind of go out there. You seem to want to find corruption or find things that you think aren't right, fix them and make them better.
Thank you, JJ.
Yeah.
Like, we appreciate that. And that's what great politicians do. I feel like you ever think about running for office and representing the people of maybe your great state of Wisconsin, maybe Arizona, maybe Texas, who knows, or possibly even run for to be the head of the NFLPA.
America.
Him walking in to meet all those other politicians.
You and The Rock.
Hey, how you guys doing? How you guys doing out there?
I'll be honest with you. Like the hurricane thing and going through all that and having experienced that and trying as hard as humanly possible to do as much good as you can possibly do, and seeing the amount of vitriol and hate and still skepticism and everything that came along with that, it was a pretty massive discouragement for me out of that category, man. It was, the amount of people and volunteers.
What did people say? Wait, what were people like pissed at you? What do you mean? What happened?
Yeah, just questioning everything, we could not have been more transparent. We could not have been more clear. We could not have filed every single piece of paperwork properly. We could not have done everything more by the book because we were 100% aware how skeptical and how questioning everybody would be. And still everybody wants to try and
why don't you give that money, JJ?
So it was we were in the middle of an NFL season and we did it. I was literally awake until the wee hours of the morning, wake up, go to meetings, go to practice, do everything. Like, it was a ton of massively difficult and hard work. And we did it as by the book as you could possibly do it. And still people question you and shout it down. So
no.
Like,
but
why would you want to be a politician?
A lot of us loved it.
Yeah, no, which is great. Absolutely.
The world loved it. The world needed it. That's the whole thing. That's the whole thing. Like, I think if you were to get into politics, you just are signing up that people are going to hate you and be assholes. Like Anthony Gonzalez, our friend.
Oh, man.
Gonzo, teammate of mine, former Ohio State Buckeye. You remember him? He said, I want to do politics. And we said, why you want to do that?
Sure.
And he said, I want to change the world. I want to make everybody on earth hated him by the end of it.
Yeah,
granted,
I'd prefer not to have that be the case. So that's why not.
Humans love Anthony Gonzalez still.
Mm-hmm.
We are still, hey, Gonzo, the human. Yeah. Good to see you. But politically, once you venture into that world, we've been there a couple times.
Yep.
It is not fun. You're signing up for a not fun existence if you have any human emotions at all, seemingly. Don't you think that's probably a good way to describe it?
Yeah, and you are absolutely going to be, somebody is going to hate you without ever hearing you say a word, without ever hearing you speak, without ever seeing you because of which party you're affiliated with. It is just a simple fact. You will never, ever change their mind about something. You will never make them see a logical or a reasoning behind why. And that's just the fact of it. And I think that's a really sad and unfortunate thing. And it's that's part of the reason I'm not in it, man. Like, I don't want to do it. Yes, it's been discussed many times. It's been brought up many times. And I have no interest in it because of how it's a really, really weird place, man. I don't want to be in it.
Connor was saying that's maybe why you're bummed out.
It feels like that's why you're bummed out.
Why?
You want to change the world.
Yeah.
Just can't.
Just don't feel like.
Yeah, no,
possible.
I mean, yeah, it is. It does bum me out that that's the place that we're in. Like, that you can't have like normal, rational conversations with people. That you can't have discussions about what could possibly make our things better. What could possibly make our lives better. And you can't have a rational, real conversation with people about it without it turning into something crazy. That will bum me out.
That bums me out.
I'm bummed out.
JJ, have you thought about going to the families and people who are in need and just handing them envelopes full of money individually? Because then whenever they do get back on their feet, then they owe you, and then you can lean on them. And, you can create like protection for
politics?
them, or they come back and they owe you a favor later down the road.
Oh, that's
maybe.
the mafia.
Yes.
Which is also, I think, loans as a whole.
That's a fascinating part of the Like, obviously that was funny.
No,
but like when we were sitting there with
Jesus.
When you're sitting there with $42 million and you're like, all right, let's do it. What are we going to do? Like, one of the conversation was, should we just give cash cards to people, like an actual, debit card or whatever it is with cash? And then you have somebody come in with the 15 reasons why that literally doesn't work and why that can go south so quickly. And so then you come in, okay, so cash isn't the reason. So then we're going to go to this organization. Well, you can't go to that organization. Like, it was a fascinating crash course in figuring it all out very quickly.
So we've done a lot of giveaways here, trying to give away money, and there's just it's seemingly every step of the way there's something. Well, can't give away more than this amount of money because then you go to 1099, you got to do taxes because that's obviously you can't give away that amount of money on this particular day on this particular platform because we have restrictions in there for yourself. The bank won't let you give away that amount of money actually because it's all I do. It's like you can't give away money. I can't give away. Why is this? It's wild, dude.
I understand like the rules because people take advantage of it and turn it into things and they gift it to their own family members, et cetera, to avoid taxes. But as you were talking about, you would be stunned if you are truly trying to do something good and give something away, how much red tape and how difficult it actually can be to do.
Yeah, but JJ, what you got to do, and we've learned this, is like the people will say stuff. Obviously, there's people you can't mess with, like IRS taxes, like they've gotten everybody.
Dot your eyes.
So that is where you got to do your thing. But there's a lot of times where these people that are experts, they're not. They're just saying what they think, what they've been told. And then it's like, all right, well, go check. Let's go see that. And they're like, well, actually, that's not the case, what I was saying. Yeah, no shit. Yeah, we know that. Let's go ahead and do that. We all believe, though, we're getting to a better world, though, right? Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. Everybody's rational now.
I mean, I'm still bummed out.
No, get the pizzazz back. We're heading in the right direction.
My pizzazz has been drained.
I'm kind of bummed out.
Oh, no.
I'm bummed out.
No, don't be. This is when they beat us.
Yeah, exactly.
When everybody's bummed out is when we gotta have optimism.
You're gonna be real excited in about an hour and a half, 2 hours when Burnley pulls off a sweet victory this afternoon.
Yeah, you're right.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna be an inspirational tale, like David and Goliath.
Boom.
Especially with Holland coming back off a 2.5 month injury and saying, you know what, that's the team I want to play against for my first game at home. I want these Burnley Chairs to hear me and feel me and experience me. And what are they gonna do? They're gonna take the fucking slingshot, aren't they?
Yep.
That's what Burnley's doing today.
Right between his eyes.
Boom! Taking down the giant.
Gotcha.
And then we're going to draw inspiration from that. And then the politics world's going to figure it all out.
Yeah.
And then people are just going to take. That's what's happening today whenever Burnley takes the pitch in Manchester. Hell yeah. Today. Oh, you guys bummed out? Fucking save it.
Not anymore.
We got pizzazz.
Up the Clares.
That's right.
Little French tone there. I like it. I like that. That's okay. You're on the right path.
Ty has a question for you, JJ.
Yeah, JJ, go ahead and put me down for 5 beers for every goal you guys score today. I will commit to that as well.
Next week when we're with JJ.
Yeah, there we go. Perfect.
Those beers out there, cheap.
Well, and at that altitude.
Yeah.
And that thin air.
Bud.
And what I assume Ty's taking a break from the 2024 rule that you made for yourself?
For Super Bowl week, it doesn't count.
Okay, of course.
Yeah.
Did it ever start?
Well, I missed it. Give me the rule.
Only drinking on the weekends, JJ.
Oh, yeah. That makes sense.
Ty's doing that, yeah. But what he's doing is a week's worth of drinking on the weekends.
No, just, when it calls for it. Which
I know it's a perfect setup. I got you Athletic Brewing during the week and Miller Lite during the weekend.
Boom.
Smart.
We're not going to be there for the weekend, but so it sounds like it's going to be the.
What's the plan for Vegas? I'm excited. Yeah. What are you guys up to all week? What do you got?
Heading out Tuesday.
Okay.
Then we'll be at Radio Row Wednesday through the rest of the week.
Any plans outside of the show?
Oh
We got some stuff. We don't go to any of the events. That's kind of become our thing, is not going to all the events that everybody else goes to. Although we should sometimes. Sounds like a pretty good time.
Nah.
Some of them are terrible. Most of them are terrible.
Most of them are the worst. Yeah. Most of them, it's a lot of
Last one we went to was kind of sweet.
Which one?
With the national championship with Mike Posner.
Bingo.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we showed up late and we went right to.
Yeah, so that's the strategy.
Okay.
Show up late and just go right to where you're not going to move for the rest of the night.
An area. Yeah. Because a lot of people love those types of events, and our crew is just not one that it does. So it's kind of a bummer because that's literally all Super Bowl week is. So normally we try to find Airbnb a house that is entertaining enough. Then we do the program. Vegas will stop and see some shows. We will
have to.
The boys are going to go see some shows. You're invited to come alongside of us anytime you want.
I love shows. Big fan.
Let's go.
Just recently, I feel like that's a very adult move. In the last couple of years, have definitely transitioned into dinner and shows in Vegas, and went to Cirque du Soleil. Phenomenal show.
Was that the one with the stage? It's water?
Yes.
How about those Olympian divers?
Yeah, man.
That are coming down from.
Insane.
It's insane what they got going on over there.
Yeah.
But you're right. That is a very adult, mature move for Vegas to do dinner and shows,
right?
As opposed to
never eating and just stopping at the Taco Bell or McDonald's on the strip,
casino and host.
Yeah. My buddy took a McChicken and used the hotel iron to. Heat it up the next morning after the night out.
That's very
one of the grossest things I've ever seen.
Gross. That sounds like great
I mean,
ingenuity.
that was quiz. We weren't staying in to win, I don't know where that iron had been before.
Anyways, Ty does have a question for you about everything.
Yeah, I do. We talked about Patrick Mahomes earlier and how you basically just can't bet against him. On the other side, Brock Purdy. What can you do to get him uncomfortable outside of just like hitting him and pressuring him? Because it seems like that has happened the last 2 weeks, and he's kind of played like shit early, and then when it matters, he just turns it on and wins the game.
Yeah, I mean, outside of hitting and pressuring him or covering up his receivers, I don't know of too many options outside of that can really get it done. But the thing about Brock that's fascinating to me is like there's most of the time America roots for an underdog story. They love to hear of an underdog guy who has overcome odds. I mean, like let's say perhaps drafted last in the entire National Football League, then becomes a starter, then goes to 2 NFC championships, and now is going to start a game in the Super Bowl in 2 years after being drafted last. Like normally America would be like, that's the best story ever. Make it into a movie. That's insane. But instead, somehow we're like, no, that guy sucks. That's terrible. Nobody wants to see him win. Wow. Like, it's just pretty wild. Like, that is fascinating to me that's the narrative that we've decided to go with for Brock Purdy.
Once again, not everybody. We have to remember this.
Who started it, though? Who started that narrative? Do we know? Is it one or two people that started it? Somebody had to.
I have no idea. Somebody had to, if I agree. But it is truly fascinating. Like, what? Like, let's say you don't think he's like the best quarterback ever, which he's still a phenomenal quarterback. But like, why? What world makes you want to hate on this guy? What has he done that says that you shouldn't like who he is or what he's about? Like, maybe it's just because people want to put him in the MVP conversation, and he has good players around him. But the guy's in the Super Bowl as Mr. Irrelevant in 2 years.
Well, it's Mr. Relevant now. Remember, that's what they're saying.
Yeah,
I think just like the maturity in which he shows. Like he doesn't seem to be that baffled by any of it. When he speaks to the press, he's like, sounds like a 10-year vet in this entire thing. There's a chance 15 years from now, we're still talking about Brock Purdy playing in the NFL because his style in which he plays doesn't take big hits, even though he's only, 6'1" or something like that. Yep. He doesn't take much big hits. He can dissect the defense quickly. We've already learned that in his first 2 years. And he can put the ball in a keyhole. It's like he's going to be around.
Yeah.
He's going to be around.
He was scooting around out there, too. He moves around pretty well. He finds the lanes. He shuffles in the pocket. He can get out and create some stuff with his legs when he has to. He's a good player, man. He does what he has to do, and now it'll be fascinating to see 2 weeks, Super Bowl, the media, all that stuff, and going up against Mahomes, obviously in the biggest game in the world. I'm fascinated. I'm looking forward to watching it. But I mean, for a quick second, can we just be happy for the guy and say it's incredible what he's accomplished?
Let's do that. Hey, way to go, Brock.
Yeah, congrats, Brock.
Way to go, Brock. There's a lot of feel-good stories in this Super Bowl, obviously. D-Buck's got a question for you, JJ.
I won't go Super Bowl. I just want to ask about Harbaugh.
Hey, do whatever you want.
Yeah, I want to ask you about Jim Harbaugh. Him getting hired over there in L.A. We were talking about it yesterday. What his expectations are out there with Justin Herbert. He's never bummed out, even though, Connor's saying you're bummed out today. What's your expectations with Jim over there in his first year? I don't think so.
Let me tell you something. I saw Jim on Sunday at the game, so I got a chance to speak with him a little bit. One of the underrated things about that move that I think is going to play a big role that people might never even know about or hear about, but will play a massive role if they are going to be successful in Los Angeles, and that is the hiring of Ben Herbert as their strength coach. Jim brought him with him from Michigan. He's been his strength coach at Michigan for a very long time. Ben Herbert was actually my strength coach at Wisconsin. He is truly, there are a few people who are like complete game changers when it comes to personality, when it comes to culture, when it comes to knowledge, when it comes to implementing their system and changing an entire team just by their presence. And Ben Herbert is one of those people. Wow. And he has been massive in Michigan's success for these last years. And he is going to be, if the Los Angeles Chargers are going to be successful, Ben Herbert and his mentality and his helping to cultivate that culture is going to be a big part of it.
Where's he from, Ben Herbert?
He is from, I believe, he's from Pittsburgh. He's from the Bird, yeah.
Yeah. Ooh. Never would have guessed that.
Yeah.
Dog. Never would have guessed that.
They've had a lot of injuries.
Yeah.
Chargers?
He played at Wisconsin. He went to Rose Bowl with Wisconsin. Actually, did you just say that? Oh, wait, the Chargers had a lot of injuries. Yeah, I was going to say that Michigan actually had every single of their 144 players. They had 143 of them available for the Rose Bowl, and one guy, I think, broke his leg. So they had 142 of them available for the national championship.
Is that good? Is that good? I don't know what the PFF is.
First of all, 144 players is an insane amount of players. Yeah. What are we doing?
Yeah, and everybody's paying all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone's paying all of them. And now Sherrone Moore's the head coach. Yep. Congrats to him. He's going to find a new strength coach. Sounds like that's a big piece of the entire culture. Happy to hear they got it right out there in L.A. And good luck to your team. 17 minutes away from kicking off against Manchester City. You're saying we got a big one. It's a big upset. We're going to win
all
this
right, so
one.
We got 5 beers on it for every goal. We got a mile for every goal.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody else? AQ, a mile is no problem to AQ.
I'll run 2 miles for every goal.
Whoa! Around
right.
your house, JJ.
Yeah,
it's like, 4 laps around the JJ Watt compound.
That's it, yeah.
We had a question earlier. About who started the bad narrative about Brock Purdy. I think it was this guy. Ladies and gentlemen, Dan Orlovsky.
Hey,
Dan, do you remember when you said Mac Jones could do exactly what Brock Purdy's doing out there? Was that what started the entire kind of Brock Purdy is that's JJ. We're getting a good close look on JJ.
A big head.
I'm excited to hear this.
Was it you, Dan? Do we think it was you, or who do we think it was that started the whole Brock Purdy is not good at football thing?
I think it was you.
We know, actually.
Dude, I can't stand you, man.
He knows we got him. He knows we got him.
I'm sorry. I remember. These are things that happen.
Never said anything. Here's my thing. I'm doing.
What did you say exactly?
Yeah.
What did you say exactly?
That's JJ.
JJ, great to see you, bud. Hope all is well. Outstanding job this year with CBS. This is what I said. We're having a conversation about Mac Jones, and Mac Jones, how much of a disappointment all these, this and that, and New England failed him. And I said, dude, if Mac Jones was in San Francisco, he'd be doing the same stuff as Brock Purdy. This was probably week 6 of the season, maybe week 8, and that might be late. And so it was a reference to, it was more in conversation of Mac Jones is a much better player than what he has played this year in New England, and it was more because of what was so bad around him. It was not in any way a shot at Brock Purdy. I called Brock Purdy top 5 this year. So I've never said anything negative about him. Pat's just trying to twist my words.
Do you not see how that could be taken as a shot?
Thank you, JJ. I feel like a crazy person with the way Dan's talking.
Of course I can understand it, but one, everything. There's context in everything. It's not. It's. This isn't a shot at Brock. There was the context of like I'm trying to get, in my opinion, I'm trying to portray the image of how I view Mac Jones. I view Mac Jones as a much better player than what he played like in New England this year. So I'm trying to think, okay, who's playing really good football, and whose game might it look a little bit like? Oh, okay, Brock Purdy, point guard. Like now, Brock has gotten almost like more impressive as the season has gone on, and obviously these past 2 playoff runs or playoff games. But it was not in any way meant as a slight. I mean, if anything, people say I love on quarterbacks too much, not take shots at them.
Well, except for Mr. Irrelevant quarterbacks.
Yeah, that's all.
Yeah. Now, Dan,
I can see what you're saying now. Yeah, now that you just explained it like that, I can understand how you were just like how if it was pure.
Shut up. Shut up.
You know, Dan, because what you said there empowered a lot of people. You know, because then you started hearing arguments of like, you see how Mac Jones plays with New England? Dan Orlovsky said.
And he's right. He's better than Brock Purdy.
He's better than Brock.
So accurate.
So it goes back to the original question that I had for you, trying to do some journalism. Do you think that's when it started? The Brock Purdy is not a good quarterback conversation.
Week 6 or 7, yeah.
Is that what we think?
Yeah,
is that,
around there.
Dan, do you think?
Feels like it.
What do you think, Dan?
If we do the 23andMe, of the Brock Purdy conversation, I mean, right at you, buddy.
That's what JJ's saying. Yeah, we're all starting to see it the same way.
Danny Shelby.
The bottom of corruption.
All right. Well, we appreciate you, Dan. We love you. And obviously, this isn't.
Keep the hot takes coming, bud. Keep the hot takes coming.
Whoa! No, we don't, just keep doing Dan Orlovsky stuff.
Look at that haircut.
We're lucky. We are very lucky for you, Dan Orlovsky.
Hair does look great.
Phenomenal.
Little Peaky Blinders look.
Yeah, it looks like Arthur Shelby, who just got arrested for doing coke with too many fans.
Yeah.
Why did I even answer? Why did I even answer?
Because it's journalism. That's what we're doing. We're doing journalism. Dan, this is not a knock on you. We're just trying to do
pop up, and it's like it's almost like it's a involuntary reaction. I just automatically click join, and I'm like immediately regretting it.
No,
what? Dan, you look good.
Where's the pizzazz?
You look
Everybody's
great.
so bummed out all the time. Dan, the jawline looks phenomenal.
Great.
I mean, the fade.
Yeah.
Look at that, Dan.
Tight fade. Fresh. You're in a hotel. What are we doing? Where are we at?
Yeah, it looks like
shoulders.
water.
I am in Disney World. I'm at Disney World for the Pro Bowl. So we got down here last night and Pro Bowl down here. So I just did a closest to the pin contest with some of the boys.
Who won?
And then skills tomorrow, and then Sunday the game.
Did you hit any, or were you just hosting?
No, just hosting. I didn't hit any. It was from the NFC. It was Ferguson, who is fudging enormous.
Whoa!
Wow! You're at Disney World.
ESPN.
This is disgusting.
Jesus.
Very good at golf. Banger, Brian Anger.
Hell yeah, punter.
I'm trying to think what. Julian Love.
Always good at golf. Punters have so much time.
Yeah, except for me.
Darius Slay.
I play corner instead.
Moster, Alec Ingold, your guy, Alec Ingold.
Badger.
AJ Cole.
Punter. Gardner Minshew out there. He's Pro Bowler.
Minch was out there today. I don't know if
Minshew's
he's
a Pro
doing any
Bowler?
like this.
All right.
Yeah.
Hey, Dan, we appreciate. Have a great weekend, Dan. We appreciate what you do for the sport and for ESPN. You're the man, buddy.
Thanks, Dan.
Love you, Dan. Love that haircut.
I like how this
See you
all
next
going.
week, Dan.
We're lucky to have you, Dan. We want on the show every time we are lucky. I want you to know that from us to you.
Just remember my emoji from the other day, right?
Ladies and gentlemen,
What?
it was a middle finger.
What?
Oh.
He said it?
I told him that God hears his emojis.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
He
I
does.
assumed eggplant. He'd send it out all over.
Me too. That's what I was thinking.
You didn't think the fans were enjoying just reading off random names in the National Football League for 5 minutes?
What are you talking about, Jay? This is great.
Hey, you have an opinion on Pro Bowl, JJ? You have,
I got opinions. Pro Bowl was awesome, man. Back when Peyton would do his thing, it was really, really cool, man.
Yeah,
He ran that show. It was like I mean, I guess he still does run it, doesn't he?
No, he did host the Pro Bowl, though. Like, that was the stories. Like, it was in Hawaii. He hosted it. And I didn't even know that was the case. I did remember watching the Pro Bowl and thinking about how awesome it was and, like, oh, going to Hawaii would be so cool. So then I get in the NFL. I get a chance to hear the stories about what happens at the Pro Bowl and how it kind of goes. I'm like, hell yeah, want to make it to the Pro Bowl. Then I make the Pro Bowl. And, you know, it's a great city of Phoenix. Yeah. Great city of Phoenix. It's cold as shit. They don't even have the full hotel rented out. Yeah. You got to drive 2 hours into the thing. It's like, yeah, lucky to be, thankful to be. This is not what I heard the Pro Bowl was at all. This is not what I heard. Yeah. And then from that moment on, that might have been the year where it started, where guys just started going like, I'm not going. No, we're not doing this. And then all of a sudden you have like a 10th alternate in the Pro Bowl. And it's like, are we still showcasing the Pro Bowl as how we all want it to be showcased at this point? I think Gardner Minshew deserves to be in there. You see the way he played this year. Yeah. I am on his side. Brother. Okay, Minshew mania in there for sure. But the quarterback isn't the only position where there's like 7th, 8th alternate that's getting into the Pro Bowl now, and kind of it's interesting where it's at right now. Very, very interesting.
Yeah, I think I might have caught like the last year where it was like the Hawaii, the Peyton Manning put it on the Adrian Peterson. We had all these guys hanging out down there at the pool. It was really cool, and it was a really cool atmosphere, and everybody that was invited played relatively hard. I mean, we were like, I remember if you wanted to get a sack, you had to go and get it. It wasn't like and then I agree with you. It definitely transitioned. And so maybe I take some responsibility for that. Like maybe we're supposed to, do it. Somebody had to take over for Peyton and do it. But he literally was the host of it. He got up in the team meeting and he put on a full stand-up comedy routine. Like it was hilarious. The guy, it was great.
Schedule. Yeah, I've heard it's like a full-on, hey, we got this going on, this is happening. Yeah, and like Shane Leckler was there for like 10 straight years as well. So he was like a resident. It was like one of these things where the more you learned about it, it was like, oh, that sounds dope. In Hawaii, too? Yeah. And you get a chance to meet everybody around the league that's at the top of it. It used to be something.
It was kind of like the business thing, though. Once players started to understand like deeper business about the NFL and the injury risk that comes along with it and potential contracts coming up and all that type of stuff, that's when, protections and making sure like, hey, I don't want to put myself out there, possibly have something happen in this game and then have a contract issue come up in March. So I think that's when it all started kind of.
Hey, the Pro Bowl games this weekend's going to be fucking
so cool.
Yeah. Jacked up.
It's going to be so fudging.
I like the games.
They're doing best catch again.
The games are cool.
No, Tug of War is the new.
Sorry, doing Tug of War?
Tug of War or Tug of War?
I don't know. It just said Tug of War is the new game.
Do they fall into a pit of water in the middle? Like, the first three, you pull them right into the big
Make
pit?
it like Squid Games.
Squid Game.
Kill them.
Yeah. Squid Game.
Definitely kill them.
Mickey Mouse comes out with a fucking shotgun and shoots him in the head.
I'm talking Tug of War.
Yeah.
No, God.
I thought you meant still water.
But alligators
and then
eat
they
'em.
come in, like Minnie and Mickey and Donald Duck
That'd
come
be
in and execute everybody. That would be awesome.
Okay.
I'll watch. I promise I'll watch.
I'd watch for sure.
People dying.
That Pro Bowl on ESPN?
Yeah, Pro Games. Pro Bowl
Yeah, it's
games.
awesome. It's awesome. No, it's great. It's really great. It's going to be a lot of fun. Looking forward to it.
Shut up,
Guys are having a great time.
Oh, shut up. All right. Thanks. Get back to your NASCAR and go watch, all right, your Burnley.
Trying to help them out, man. Just trying to help them out.
Claret. Up the Clarets.
Hey, good luck against Manchester City. We're pulling happy birthday to Kaylia, and we'll see you next week, brother. You're there all week? When do you get there?
Yeah, I am there all week. Long time to be in Las Vegas. Long time.
Yeah, but remember, we're adults
20.
now.
Yes.
Let's do some shows together.
Yeah. Let me know what shows you guys are going to. I'm fascinated to hear.
All right, we will. We'll let you know. Yeah.
Connor will text you.
We'll all be, none of us will be on any edibles. Oh.
Yeah.
Listen, I know you're J.J. Watt, but you said earlier you're not going to be getting into politics. I would love to see J.J. Watt on 50 milligrams.
Me too.
Walking around in Vegas.
120.
Oh.
Yeah, you got to double all his doses.
Vegas, it's legal, so you know what I'm saying?
How's it work? Is that a lot?
Start with
No.
Not for you.
No.
It's a good,
That's the
good spot to start.
That'll ease your way in.
Yeah, 6 foot, whatever you are. What are you?
6'7".
6'5", 6'6".
What do you weigh?
I honestly don't
What's the body weight right now? Where are we at?
278.
Oh, I want to
60
see him drink
milligrams,
40
probably 60
beers.
Maybe
60
200
milligrams.
milligrams.
70 milligrams. Maybe 100 milligrams.
Yeah, probably 100. Start there.
And then just walk around Vegas with J.J. Watt is for...
Yeah. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, you guys, you're going to do a lot of walking around the strip, Pat? No. Nobody's going to bother you. Guy just signed on to redo WWE become the star.
Not the star, awesome. Not star. I'm additive. Just lucky to be commentating, for WWE. I love it.
They don't sign the additive back to another contract again. You're the star. It's fun.
No. The star.
I know a lot more about WWE because of you.
Are you going to watch?
Piper Niven.
I have not. I never have.
What? Monday Night Raw, dude. Turn it on. We're gonna have
I'll participate. I'll participate.
Bad news,
Listen,
JJ.
you're an owner in the Premier League, but you don't own the rights to the clip. We got some terrible news for the Burnley fans.
Yeah.
Have you seen the stadium yet? What they're doing pregame here? Lights are off. Lights are completely off. Spotlight was on a big rat-looking fucking thing dancing, and I believe Holland's getting a full. And at striker.
Yeah.
I got a ton of water. I think he's coming. I think his hair is
watch this.
Man City fans are plastic. You got nothing to worry about.
It's on the cock. Peacock.
Okay.
All right. Good luck out there, JJ. We're pulling for you.
Good luck, JJ.
All right, JJ. Good luck out there, JJ. We appreciate you. Oh my God, they're so screwed.
Wait,
did you see what that?
What's the rat-looking thing?
Look at these fucking assholes.
Hey, Gumpy, De Bruyne is back too, right?
It's a mascot.
Yeah, they got a full squad
Phil
shot out there today.
Oh boy,
Phil Foden has been there the whole time.
Phil Foden is a dog.
I think we could pause this and then show the photo. Pause. All right, let's show this now. This is what's going on. They are loading underneath the stadium. Yep. This is classic soccer entrance. The person you probably won't see is Holland, though, because he's getting dropped in from a fucking helicopter.
He is on the bench to start.
What?
Oh,
Smart. We like that.
Yeah.
Good Burnley.
Good. Come on.
Go Burnley.
Come on, Clarice.
Oh, so he's coming in, 30 minutes left probably, and just going to go score?
8 goals.
Two
he's the guy, right? Like he's the dude.
Yeah,
I'm a big Man City fan.
Big, right?
Yeah, I love Man City.
How?
I got all in on them on all or nothing over COVID.
Oh wow!
Okay.
I needed something to watch.
So you did like COVID?
Is that Luke Littler?
I needed something to watch.
That
was
Luke
it.
Littler.
That's Luke Littler.
It is.
Luke Littler's a Man United fan.
So
there's 15 Luke Littlers in this one photo right here. I see 15 Luke Littlers.
That's pretty much England in a nutshell.
How Luke Littler just wanted some championship.
He actually got revenge on that other lad.
Cool Hand Humphreys.
He did good. Sorry, D-Butt.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
my God.
that's what I thought, D-Butt.
Were they 1-1 now?
No.
Did you hear how it ended? How did it end? What they call?
Oh, no.
I believe it was a 9-darter for Luke Littler. He's done it again.
Yeah. Wow. It was
180.
A 9-darter.
180.
Yeah. With that. By the way, please don't give us a strike from the audio. That was Ty. That was not the actual commentator.
Cool Hands.
But yeah, he won 9 darts, dude. Took the fucking guy out. See ya.
Check
Look at Luke Littler. Boom. Bang. Pow.
Okay. All right. Know exactly what I need.
That was the first 3 dots.
No, it was the second 3, I believe.
Excuse me.
This guy's last 3 coming up here.
Yeah.
This guy.
Just live.
Well, you just can't. You just can't beat Luke Littler. That's the thing that everybody's
Take away his vapes.
Boom.
Yeah, maybe a Kibble or two.
Fresh fade.
It's game.
See you later, Cool Hands.
0 right
Bit.
Wow.
I mean, but Cool Hand beat him on the biggest stage.
That's okay.
Every stage is big whenever Luke Littler's on it, pal. That's the new era of darts. All right, let's get to a break. On the other side, we got In the Trenches.
Let's go.
And let's finish off this big show. Big show.
Huge show.
Huge show.
Whoa!
What happened?
Close.
Whoa!
Where's the big show?
It's the big bad show today.
It has been a big bad show.
I like Tony's more.
Eli Manning, Travis Kelce, Patrick Mahomes, J.J. Watt.
Jeez, Dan Orlovsky.
And what was Dan's attitude all about?
Wow.
We did investigative journalism like that in real time. I think I know where it started, actually. And then somebody said Orlovsky, and it was like,
It's probably right.
maybe.
Mm-hmm.
That was the first time he admitted what he actually said, too. He was holding back the last couple times.
Yeah. You know, Dan says he hates coming on the show. We love having Dan on the show.
We love Dan on the show.
Yeah.
Dan loved the show.
Dan's been a part of the show a long time.
Giving TJ more ammo. Giving TJ more ammo, though, how he showed up today again.
Yeah, TJ Lang certainly will.
That was the best. Have I even met TJ?
The reason why we talk to Dan the way we talk to Dan is because D-Butt's known him since college. Yep. I've known him since when he was playing in Indianapolis. He's obviously a phenomenal teammate. He's super, you know what I mean? He's Dan Orlovsky.
Yeah.
But before he was any of these people on TV, he was just podcast guest on our show.
Yep.
And boy, the evolution of Dan Orlovsky since then to now.
He's come a long way.
We're proud of him.
Love you, Dan.
The authority on quarterbacks.
He's the authority on football.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how he is, kind of.
Yep. Quarterbacks, offensive line play, D-line play.
The amount of shit he has to watch, though. Like,
It's a lot of film.
He loves it.
he
Eats
does.
it up.
I'm sure he does. He's got to be incredibly pumped about where his career is. We're pumped for him.
We are.
Hell yeah.
But with that being said, we listen to what he says, too.
Yeah.
And it's like, hey, we heard you.
We're going to check you.
Dan will check us, too, whenever we're wrong.
Yep. Yeah. As he should.
Which is all the time. This show sucks worse than it's ever sucked.
Yeah.
Patrick Mahomes drops in. This is how he is on the show.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet.
It's pretty sweet. That's the show.
Yeah.
Yep.
Peyton's on tomorrow. Jim Harbaugh's on Friday.
Yes.
Next week, live at Radio Row. So listen to this, AJ. And people don't necessarily love this, I don't think, in the whole marketing world. We love going to Radio Row. Absolutely love it. ESPN daytime shows have not really had any real estate at Radio Row for a long time. They kind of build their own thing, which more power to everybody that wants to do that. But like Radio Row is the fucking Super Bowl. Like this is the Super Bowl.
Everybody's there.
This is we are here. So we're very lucky and thankful to be in Radio Row and get back in there. The last few years, we've booked people in advance, because we've always been scared that we won't be able to get any guests, even though everybody's around there because everybody's hustling and working and everything like that. But then inevitably when we get there, there's somebody we actually would like to talk to that we didn't know was going to be there. And in the place is somebody that we booked like 4 weeks before then, who obviously we're fans of, but is this what we want? So we're really not booking anybody this year.
Oh, beautiful. That's a beautiful thing because it happens how it should happen.
Bingo.
Amen.
I think we're doing it right. I
agree.
We've gotten a lot of emails from a lot of people that are like, hey, we got this time slotted. We got this time slotted. We're wondering if you want to do that. And in years past, we've been like, absolutely, 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 absolutely. And then every year we regret it when we're at Radio Row. We're like, too many fucking people in this whole thing. So now we're going in there the complete opposite.
Smart.
Do we at least have one?
We'll find out. We will find out if this is
Do we at
smart.
least have one? Friday around 3:15?
Right around, yeah.
Ooh. Yeah.
That has not been locked in.
Oh, not yet.
But we will certainly hope for it.
We assume.
On his side.
Yeah, it's been locked in all this.
He retweeted a tweet about it last week.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. Somebody quote tweet said, better have Morency, last guest against Super Bowl. Quote tweet right away from Morency.
Yeah, I found fucking already.
I wouldn't miss it for the fucking world, ETC. I think that's what he said.
Yep.
Well, then we can lock that in then if he's in.
Boom. So we got one.
All right, so we have booked Sports Rage himself. Gabe Morency will be our last guest before the Super Bowl, which has become an annual tradition.
Yeah. Unlike any other.
Of electricity.
Yep.
And
jackets.
Fashion. Hell yeah. All right, so we got one guest booked pretty much.
Okay.
Nice.
That's outside of our universe. Yeah. And it's Gabe Morency.
In his own universe.
Bingo.
Yeah.
Isn't that where black holes happen?
That's right. Yeah. That's where they collide.
And that's pretty much what takes place.
Yeah.
But of good, not of bad.
Right. No. Black hole like the Vegas.
There's going to be so many people mad with what I just said, too, though.
About the black hole?
Why?
No, about not booking anybody. Because that's just not how this goes. That's not how the Radio Row goes.
Who cares?
Yeah. Whoever's getting mad about
It's
that.
much more
whatever.
natural. It'll be a much better show, I think, because you're not. Yeah, it'll just be better.
Also, I think we're the only show in the history of Radio Row that I actually have control of a camera that is a PTZ.
Yes. That's the best.
That has become an annual tradition as well.
Yeah.
And that has continued into our next stage here at ESPN. Also, nobody else on the stage that we're using. So start 9 local to noon. Local would be noon to 3, but we can go till 1, or we can start early. If there's like some people we chat with, hey, I'm going in there tomorrow, 8:30 or whatever, can certainly start 8:30 on the stage. If they're only going to be there afterwards, can stick around for people. So it feels like it should be a better show, better program. But we could be missing out because all these marketing people, got a schedule.
Nah.
Did you have a concert there before?
Yeah, we had Wiz Khalifa perform.
Concert, lawsuit.
Yep.
Well, another tradition is.
Oh yeah, last year was the announcement of the lawsuit.
Oh.
Yeah, day one.
Should we do that again?
Oh yeah, that was good.
There's no way that lawyer thought that's how that was going to go. You know?
Oh, this is happening.
There's no way he's going to lead the show from Radio Row announcing that we're suing him. In what he made a mockery. I mean,
20 minutes.
20 minutes
Awesome.
laughing at the entire thing. There's no way that lawyer. We got to go back to the drawing board. We thought this was gonna.
He didn't apologize. Fuck.
He did.
Fuck.
Twice we told him. What a scene. Yeah, Super Bowl has always been a good week for us. I expect no different this time. AJ Hawk.
It's gonna be awesome. Carson Palmer is usually a staple as well.
Yeah, I almost lost my vision. What was that? 2 years?
Cadenwood CBD
in LA.
Last couple
He
years.
was
I
back
still
last
have it. I
year.
still use
you
that.
knew not to put it on your eyes last year, though.
Yep.
Super smart. Super. It wasn't my eyes. I put it on my face because my cheeks were laughing.
He's got one for your face this year. He said that actually is meant to go on your face.
AJ, you were a part of me almost losing my vision when you were baiting me to do that.
It felt good though. Didn't you feel good once you rinsed it off and your eyes weren't, burning?
No, the rinse off actually was the worst part.
Sure.
Because I could only, because I could only feel the vapors when I originally put the menthol CBD lotion on my face. I could only feel the vapors in my eyes. Once I went to wash it off, that's when the real troubles began. Actually. So, other than that, I put it on my arms. My arms felt better.
Yeah.
There you go.
Cadenwood CBD. Didn't they change their name?
I use it.
I think it was something else before that, and now it's Cadenwood. I could be wrong.
I don't think Cadenwood, that doesn't ring any bells for me, and I still have a couple of things around.
Okay, well, at one time, it was definitely Cadenwood CBD.
No, I thought it was Cadenwood now because the CBD you had was from LA. Correct, AJ?
Let's get to a break.
I don't know.
Next week, Radio Row.
We'll find out.
Next week, Radio Row.
Can't wait.
Can't wait. They banned fans after we had a rap concert at the Radio Row.
Probably
First
smart.
time ever they banned fans. I don't know if fans are allowed back or not, but we're pumped to get back in there.
Yeah.
Obviously, a lot of people that have become enemies of our program are going to be in that building as well.
See you soon.
Excited to run into them.
Yeah.
But there's also a lot of people who we've made good friends with over the years at Radio Row who are going to be there. It's going to be great to see them as well. Celebrating football. We're lucky to do it. On the other side, we'll learn more about the football within the trenches. Be a friend, tell a friend something nice. It might change their life. Take 5. Hey, we're up to something big. Hey, we're up to something big, AJ. We are up to something. This is the coolest moment of the history of my existence. I think people are going to be startled. It's a joke, and I can't thank everybody enough, honestly. I'm up to something. It's big time day. Let's go. Not only are we going back to Plum to do something cool, but today is the day that our heater horse has arrived for the Super Bowl. It's a pretty big deal. You know, whenever you get a chance to give back to where you're from, especially a place that helped create me and mold me, I'm very, very lucky to do it. I'm lucky to be from here, and it seems like the only smart thing to do would be give back. Stinks here, huh? What's up, Kennywood, dude? Kennywood is named after Kenny's Woods. A man named Kenny owned the hill in the woody area. They turned it into an amusement park, which is a Yinzer staple. So Jeezy actually shouts out this area we're in currently. I think life can be much simpler whenever you just take care of your people, enjoy your life, and do your thing, and that's all we're trying to do. You know, growing old, slowly dying. How about you? How's everybody? I'm gonna give a full lead up to how I got to where I'm at. I think I'm very lucky to be from here. If you're a kid that has walked through these halls, you understand something that not a lot of people do. I think Plum is a much different place than everywhere else. And there's Nick up there. Go look at Nick, how pissed off he is. This past summer, I was driving through here because I was here for an event, and Angelo Bolino, little blonde-haired kid, was kicking on the same field that I used to kick on as a child. And he had like 2 balls and a holder. And I was watching him kick, and then he would go shag for himself, and then he would come back and kick. And the easy question is, if he had 10 balls, how much better could Angelo Bolino be? If I would have been able to have 10 balls, 15 balls, new cleats,
knew everything, chances to go to camps with my teammates and everything, what could have happened. So I said to myself, literally after meeting with Angelo, great season by the way, dude. I said if I ever get a chance, I'm going to try to take care of the potential humans and kids that were in my exact position in club. I'm going to give $200,000 to the Plum area soccer. I'm going to give $150,000 to the PMFA youth football. I'm going to give $100,000 to the baseball youth. I'm going to give $100,000 to the lacrosse. And then we're going to have $2 million in this fund that'll just start. And hopefully it'll only go on from there.
Sweet stuff for sports. Just anything to make everybody's, the teams and the players' lives easier, better. Trying to streamline the entire process of taking care of the athletes at Plum High School is kind of what it's all about.
Hey, you too. Wow, dude, that was cool.
All right, Narani, like the indie. You're going to have a lot of people that have never accomplished anything in their life tell you that what you're thinking about doing isn't possible. Just because they don't think they could accomplish it doesn't mean anything to you. Cheers, everybody. Hey, we're all Mustangs here. Let's go.
Just want to do what's right, but turned around and got dropped.
Great sportsmanship.
Into the cover, he has sportsmanship, but Mia Hill just picked up her first win ever in NXT.
Here is your winner,
What's the most beer you did in one night you think of one of those shows?
Well, I never forget when we went to Japan one time. Dudley, Stacy Keebler. I mean, there were so many people out there. I think we went through 103 or 108. Now, between just for myself, I'd always make sure to have about a 12 or 18 pack there. And, here's the thing when some people say, oh, shit, man, you got too much of that beer on you. You don't even know how to drink beer. It's like, dude, fuck you. You don't know what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to entertain 20,000 people in an arena. If I just go out there and sip it real properly, how fucking exciting is that? So when you're out there on an empty belly and you're shotgunning beers and all that shit's going in, the half that was going in was for me. The half that was going on was for them. Nice. But I'm telling you, Pat, when you shotgun a bunch of beers like that and you're drinking about half of each beer, you got a pretty damn good buzz when you come out. And that's a sacrifice I was willing to make every single night.
I would assume you were pretty fucked up, yeah. When did you start
you know,
self-cheersing? When did you start self-cheersing? Was that something you did in college? You're like, hey, Steve, good for me, man. Like, when did that start?
No, you know what? I got to give credit to Sandman for starting that, but he was bashing him off his head, and I don't remember, and it wasn't because Sandman was doing it, so I don't want to say I copied him, but he was the first. So, and then my style was, because people always get us confused, they'll say, yeah, man, you used to bang them on your head. No, motherfucker, I was the guy that clacked them together. It was just something we came up with. I don't know how the beers got introduced to the ring, but it became a thing, and we ran with it.
1.
Let's go! This show stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for.
The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers, you pig! Damn it! Be a friend, tell a friend something nice could change their life. Sport! Hello, beautiful people, and welcome back to our humble abode, the Thunderdome, on this Big Show Wednesday, January 31st, 2024. Hour 3 of this program starts now. Football is a wonderful thing. That man has won at football and in life. That's AJ Hawk. The Toxic Table is here at Boston Connor and at Ty Schmidt. One half of the Hammer, Dahn. Cowboys, Tone Diggs is here. 9-year NFL vet, host of the Man to Man podcast, and Everything DB presents Good D, Bad D, Darius J. Butler.
Yes, D-Butch.
D-Butch, we've been on a hell of a run here the last few days.
Absolutely.
Going into the Super Bowl, I think we're going to have a fun final, week and a half here.
Hell yeah.
Let's get smarter.
Let's do it.
Don't you think?
Absolutely.
Makes sense.
You do the Good D, Bad D, and just a lot of things that we get to see, how things should have maybe went on the back end. Then there's this other segment that we run then. Makes us understand what the fatzos are doing.
Hell yeah. Man.
Hell yeah.
Some of them.
What the big bodies are
Hell
doing.
yeah. Big uglies.
What the scheme is on the grind.
Right.
What the old school football mentality is.
Right.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's go in the trenches with AQ Shipley. No offense to the fatzos.
Hey,
you know it though.
we take fatzos as a compliment.
Need them.
Yeah, it's part of the job. Part of the job.
That's exactly right. You have to be. But we're going to do something a little different today. We are not going to talk about scheme because in the playoffs, scheme matters a little bit, but it is all about who is the most physical team.
Okay.
And we heard it from Travis Kelce earlier. This was part of the game plan, and it makes me feel real good that when I watched the film, my eyes didn't lie to me. And let's start. We got 3 people we're going to showcase. Obviously, the whole offensive line and everybody. It was a mentality this game, but we're going to start right here with Creed Humphrey. And we're going to watch this. Nothing crazy. Don't pay attention to what the actual result of the play is. Let's just pay attention to what we started with in the first quarter and ended with in the fourth quarter. So this is in the first quarter. Obviously, they have a great drive. But here we are at the end of the first quarter. Watch Creed Humphrey. We run a single to the front side here. Boom. As he goes to climb, the mentality was, hey, Baltimore's linebackers were tougher. Fuck no, let's put them on the ground. Bury, finish, get up, walk it off.
Okay.
That's where we start. And then we get into the second quarter. And who we're going to go with? Trey Smith, who we've seen over and over again. This one's nothing crazy, but it's, again, being a pest. It's being nasty. It's being a prick at the end of the play. Trey Smith, finish, little extra at the end. Just let them know. Nothing crazy. Bump them on the way back. Okay. We're in town. We're coming into the bank.
Bully ball.
Let's watch this. Trey Smith. Here we go. Keep it going. We're going to go to another linebacker. We get Roquan. Let's hang on. It's a hold. Maybe. Fuck it.
Maybe.
Run him off the screen. Now we get everybody else coming.
You see this, AJ? You catching on to what's going on here?
You seeing this?
Yeah, you know how pissed off you get when that happens? That stuff adds up, AQ. You guys know that.
That's exactly right. Here we are in the fourth quarter. Right? What we got here, and look who gets involved here. Mr. Kelce. Bluff, get around, get on here. Let's mix it up at the second level. I thought he couldn't block. Oh, now let's finish on top. I'm the motherfucker on top.
Oh, wait a minute. That's a mentality.
Love that. It's a mentality. It's a mentality. Finish on top. We keep it going. Who do we got again? Mr. Trey Smith. Let's have him pull around. This is 2 plays later, by the way. Get here. Now watch this. Finish this shit. He's pissed. He is fucking mad. Oh, little swing. Now we're looking. It's a mentality, and Andy Reid said it. We heard it, and we got a couple more plays.
Allegretti without a helmet. Look at that guy.
Now here we go. Last 2 plays, the biggest 2 plays. They can run out the clock if they keep the ball, right? We're going to pull around. Watch this. Oh, by the way, they got 12 guys on the field. Don't matter. Let's get here. Watch this shit. Let's keep it going. Boom. Right?
Love it.
Now,
AJ, to your point.
Here we go.
Through the whistle.
Now, he's pissed. Now what do we get?
Yep.
Huge penalty.
It's happened over and over again. It's 1st and 5. Now, if we just get the 5-yard penalty and now it's 1st and 10, brilliant play by Baltimore. But they have got under the skin of the 2 bullies all day long. And who became the bullies? These guys on the other side. 15-yard penalty.
Wow.
Keep it moving.
I love that.
Chiefs win with the ball.
That goes back to like what Kelsey was saying about those offsides. Where earlier in the season, that guy tried to finish him on the 4th and 1, and there you can see him pull up.
I just love that everything Andy Reid wanted in the mentality is everything that you seemingly have projected. It's like, hey, as soon as that whistle blows, yeah, we're playing through the whistle. Yeah. The end of the whistle sound, a little bit of a jab, and you just like are a pest, a menace. And AJ said, those things all add up and get under your skin. Yeah, they did, into the biggest moment. And it's like, that's a championship pedigree almost.
That's exactly right. And that's exactly what you want to see. And the other team that's in the Super Bowl, we got one play from them. Let's showcase one play from them. I think we've all seen it. Offensive line played great. By the way, it was must-watch TV every time Aiden Hutchinson lined up across from Trent Williams in a pass play. It was awesome. It was the best against the best. But in here, you get George Kittle one-on-one with Aiden Hutchinson, who we all know, Foxy, right? Monster.
Dog.
But right here, George Kittle gets the best of him and finishes on top. And now watch this. Watch the little ass tap on the way up. Like, this so condescending when you bury somebody and, hey, man, good job.
Well, he's also laughing in his face.
Yeah, no doubt.
Tackling.
Isn't that kind of the George Kittle?
That's it.
yeah.
Hands inside, run the
damn.
feet, finish on top. We got shit everywhere. I mean, this is just carnage.
So let's talk about the two teams that are left here. Chiefs, Niners. They love being physical.
That's it.
This year's Chiefs team, this Niners team forever. You've had the Niners team on in the trenches, I think, for the last, 3 years?
Yeah.
You love what they do. Is this Spags defense going to be a problem for what they run, or how do you kind of see the matchup with the physicality of how the Niners are?
I mean, this is a wet dream kind of matchup for me, honestly, because this is
this guy's coming all over his bed sheet.
Yeah, I mean, this is what you love watching. You love watching these guys running off the ball, but on the other side, you got Spags' defense, and Spags is gonna try and make you beat him with what your worst thing is. So what is that gonna be? I don't know, because we've been able to watch them execute at the highest level in the run game. Is it gonna be take that completely away, and now Brock Purdy's gonna have to beat you as a pocket passer? I think he can do that. I think he can do that because they can pass protect their ass off, and they showed against Green Bay, they did a great job once Rashawn Gary was getting pressure early, chipping him the rest of the game, giving enough time, and now Purdy becomes the player we've seen him play in the second half. So, yeah, to answer your question, this is going to be an absolute matchup of heavyweights. And on the other side, we haven't showcased the Chiefs' running game very much, but in the playoffs, as we've talked about, they've gone 13 personnel. They know they need to run the ball, and they have. It's very similar to when I played for Tampa. We weren't a very good running team in the playoffs, but Leonard Fournette, playoff Lenny, the legend becomes alive right in the playoffs because we got to lean on the run game. You have to have a run game to win.
All right, well, AQ, we appreciate that.
Hell yeah.
Next week in the trenches will be after the Super Bowl in the trenches will be a year-up wrap-up pretty much of his favorite. Next week on In Trenches, live at Radio Row, we'll be talking about, what AQ thinks the advantages are.
Okay.
After a little bit more, film study, a little bit more. Both these teams are great during the Super Bowl.
That's right.
That has to be remembered whenever you're picking and deciding, and people are like nitpicking potentially on teams. It's like only 2 teams left standing out of 32. Congrats to both of them.
Yep. Can't wait.
Speaking of congrats are in order for Manchester City. They're already up 2-0.
No.
What?
No way. You're lying.
Are you serious?
Holy shit.
22 minutes into the game, 2-0. Manchester City, and they just scored, yeah. All right.
They're laughing at him.
How many shots on goal we have for?
Can we call JJ back? Can we call JJ back, please? Oh, no. We haven't been able to watch what's going on. Look, they're dapping up in the crowd.
Did Holland score?
He thought it was bummed out before.
Yeah, still not even in. They haven't even put him in yet. He's going to score 4 goals.
You think maybe that's why? Oh, no, the goalie's about to. All right.
He came and played in Green Bay. They came in and played in Lambeau. That big, tall dude I know because my one buddy was saying he looks like he's not even human. The guy is so big and how he moves.
The Holland guy?
Yeah.
He's been famous for a long time, like since teenager, right? Scoring goals all over the place. And then he moves to Man City, becomes superstar, right?
Yeah, he was at Borussia Dortmund before Man City. It was unbelievable. He's from Norway.
So he'll never play in a World Cup.
Good build-up for
Yeah, they have a World Cup team or
They
no?
didn't even make the Euros.
Rumor has it he's eyeing the U.S.
There's a corner.
Julian Alvarez. MLS. Call him one more time. JJ didn't answer. We're going to call him one more time.
Oh, man.
Yeah, definitely call him one more time.
Yeah, we like to know what happened. It's 2-0 already. I bet.
No.
We missed.
Call in some adjustments, Jay.
This is a corner, though. Someone owes him out, right?
Yeah, that's you.
No. On his way out, he just said goal, so I'm glad.
Who's Man City? Who's this guy?
Kevin De Bruyne.
He's back there, right?
Yeah. The young Belgish superstar Kevin De Bruyne.
Belgish.
That's good.
Yes, Belgish.
Is AQ a big soccer guy?
AQ loves Man City, I think, right?
Since COVID.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, that's right.
Because he watched that All In, All On.
All or nothing.
JJ really didn't answer 2 times in a row?
Locked in.
He's so pissed.
Come on, JJ.
He learned from Orlovsky.
Yeah, no answer again.
Orlovsky got to him.
JJ.
It's locked
This
in.
is-
You want me to call him?
This
He'll
isn't
pick up.
JJ's first go around.
He's gonna wait till they score.
Oh, yeah. So
What a pass.
call us back tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll see him in Vegas.
They got one attempt at a shot.
He's probably trying to have lunch with his
was
wife
actually
on her
a good shot.
birthday.
No, he's not. His team's playing. He's not.
This is good ownership. He's not answering. He's watching the game. He's
Smart.
dialed
Yeah,
in.
he's focused.
Yeah, we need
He's
a
got the
press
headset
conference
on.
mid-fucking game for good ownership here. We're down 2-0. I'd bet on the Burnley boys.
Got to leave voicemail.
No, I'm not doing that.
Fuck.
I'm not doing that. Those videos are interesting. I don't like having a notification down there. What is it? Well, you didn't answer, and they also said, "Look at me." Look at me. Yeah,
I love it.
I understand that it is certainly an additive for some people, but I'm about done with the extra notification. All right, it seems like Manchester City's got no shot. I'm watching.
Wow, that was a cheeky little.
The 10. The 10.
All right, before we get out of here on this big show Wednesday, as 1 week from today, we'll be live from Las Vegas at Radio Row. Let's go. We have no idea if fans are allowed or not. They were banned because of us, I think, a couple years back. We do not know if they have a fan section, but if you're able to come hang out with us, please feel free. We would enjoy that. And hopefully we'll be able to get some good guests to be able to chit-chat. On the way out of here, we need to do one thing and one thing alone.
Yep.
We need to win some people some money.
Here you go.
Now, Top Golf has become a new partner of the program, and we're very thankful. And right now, you go to the Top Golf app, you can get half off Top Golf Monday through Wednesday. Now, that's happening everywhere but the Las Vegas location. So make schedule through the Top Golf app, half off Monday through Wednesday. We're grateful for Top Golf, love Top Golf, appreciative of them joining us. They also sent us these big golf balls.
They're sweet.
These big golf balls.
Got faces on.
So for Top Golf joining us all the way through the Super Bowl, I think with that Top Golf ball, hey, Cush, why don't you win some money for some people?
Okay, let's do it.
Why don't you win $500 for
10 people.
Okay.
Yes.
You don't like it? 15 people.
Okay.
12.
12 people.
20 people?
Okay.
20 people.
$500 for 20 people.
Okay.
Hey,
Here we
Q,
go.
all you got to do is put that Top Golf golf ball.
Okay.
Top Golf, you can get half off right now. Order through the app Monday through Wednesday. In most locations, Vegas one is not one of them. Sorry about it. Hey, Q, you put that ball into that garbage can right over there?
Yep.
20 people win $500. AJ, don't you have something to say to AQ here as he attempts to throw this? It's not going to be an easy ball to throw across the court.
No.
How heavy is it, AQ? Can you throw it in the, like, can we get a,
No,
I need
it's
a feel for how.
a squishmallow. You have squishmallows for your kids? That's what it is.
Yes, we do. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, give it a good go, though. I think AQ makes the first one. When he doesn't think about it, he just reacts and does it.
Yeah.
He always drains.
Yeah, the good news is he hasn't tried this before.
That's right.
He doesn't know if the ball can make it that far, right?
Yeah, no. I think the second one. I think he makes the second one. First one, fill it
Okay.
out. Second
Fill it
one,
out.
boom. He's a great golfer, so.
Ty, how about you? What do you think?
Put it on the ground, though. I want you to pick it up and throw it.
We'll see, because although I
Yeah.
know it is a squishmallow, that
Shortstop.
thing kind of has the weight a little bit of like a medicine ball, so I don't even know if he's going to be able to get it over there.
Yeah, I'm
Oh,
worried
no.
about potentially
Scoot
the
up.
length of the throw.
Yeah.
Scoot up.
Oh, he's got the top hat on.
I like that you got a
What
top
is that?
That's mine.
Whose top hat is that?
That's mine. Give it back
takes?
now.
Is that
Give it
Tate's?
back now.
It just went down your hoodie? Just went down your hoodie?
Oh, it's this guy's.
Who's that guy?
He's the man in black from Westworld.
What happened?
He's the man in black from Westworld.
How long's he been up here?
He's been up here for a while. He has a lot of trouble standing. So I haven't he hasn't really been standing.
Is that Ed Harris?
Yeah, yes it is.
Yeah.
He hasn't really been standing next to Take. He's been laying down next to Take.
Which-
so
Because Tate bought some down.
Tate chokeslammed him quite some time ago.
He lost his hat. I didn't even know his hat was out there.
yeah, me neither.
Luckily, I didn't step on it. I saw it.
That's got to be a good omen. You find a guy's hat.
Right?
That's
well,
got to be a good omen.
it's a black hat. So
Okay.
I don't know, like a black hat, black hat. I don't know
I think we're good.
if it's
No,
as
it's
cool.
good.
It's good luck.
Put that Top Golf ball into that trash can right over there. 20 people win $500. Oh, almost the bank. I didn't even think about a bank option.
Genius.
It's the one.
The bank's the way to go.
What Darius was saying is you're going to get a feel for it. You're going to realize you can make it there, and then the
we go.
second one will go in.
Here it is.
25 people.
Okay.
$500. All you need to do, AQ, is put that Top Golf half off right now when you order through the app Monday through Wednesday.
Hell yeah.
In most locations.
Good plug.
Into that garbage can right over there.
Okay.
Hey, Q's, For the people!
Oh,
It turned right to left, didn't it?
Started to turn.
Did it turn from the right to the left?
Yeah.
Whoa.
That's weird.
We didn't know that was going to happen.
No. You want me to go grab him?
No.
Gaffney in there?
I don't know what happens.
That's it, I think.
Is that
It's
it?
only two.
Only 2?
Is that it?
Yeah.
Oh, no. What a fucking horrible ending to the show.
Very anticlimactic.
Thought for sure the second one was going in, D, but
I
didn't you?
thought so too.
Me too.
Yeah. Throw a basketball there.
The ball's
Well,
right
no.
there, though. I mean,
Yeah, you can just go
a
grab
midway
it.
bonus
Make
ball.
sure you
Is there anybody to get it?
jump on the lily pads.
Yeah, because it's lava.
Yeah. Smart.
smart.
Gee.
Now you got to lay out your
Not
clothes.
what I
do?
Lay out your clothes. Lay out your clothes.
What do I do here?
Lay out your
Yeah,
clothes.
take your clothes
I'll
off.
be honest,
I think I got it.
that was a very poor decision.
Smart.
Walking
yeah.
on the line.
Smart.
Nice.
See what I'm doing?
Nice.
Yeah. Good work, AQ.
Yep.
This guy's not drunk.
Dancing bear.
The side of your feet are
No,
definitely in the lava.
Those are lava proof.
Y,
Nope.
A, B, C.
We made it.
Yep.
Nice
I want
job.
to go get the other
Go.
one too. Get the other ball too in case.
Well, that's.
No, he.
Oh,
athlete.
my God.
Whoa.
Athlete.
Still got it. Still got it.
Athlete.
Imagine his ankle just snaps in half.
Oh no.
What would we do? Yeah, you're right.
We'd have to-
Sinners, man, they got some athleticism.
You'd have
Yeah.
to move his ass over, and someone else would have to throw.
Especially with how light he is now. I mean,
Riverside.
He's flying around Riverside.
Flip the
Card
field.
him. Let's go the other way. Oh, our teammate just died. Well, third down's only on this day. So we'll find out if he's alive later. That's what we'll figure out. That was wild. The first time I saw that in the football world, I was like, damn, okay, yeah, we got to get this working.
That's how it is.
Had it with neck injuries. You guys had it with neck injuries. We thought the guy's paralyzed, and all of a sudden we're doing inside run 9 yards down the field.
Hey, move Dahn 10 yards, please. Can we move the end zone, too? We need-
They're literally putting him on a board fucking 10 yards behind
Am-
you.
No,
It's
legit.
like,
We're open
come on!
ambulance.
That's my roommate. Is he okay?
Don't worry about it.
We're not going to be okay, if we don't get this fucking rep in. So we'll talk about him later. What are you going to do? You're going to give him CPR? Okay. Like the way they act, like we're the ones in the wrong for being like,
Right.
why are we doing? Okay, you're right. I guess we got
Universal.
Yeah,
That's
okay.
universal in all football programs.
Yep.
It's amazing. Got to get this working. You know what he would want us to do?
Inside run.
He's dead, coach. He can't say anything.
Inside run.
Well, we're doing this for him then.
Yeah.
Okay, you're giving half-ass effort. You're a little bit emotional out there. Do it for the. You think he wouldn't want to be in this drill right now?
Huh?
Look at him now. He's got
Two
two
in that
broken legs. He's got two broken legs.
Can't talk.
What are you're not going to do the drill? Okay.
Okay.
That's awesome. For the coaches of football that have done that for decades, seemingly,
All of them.
generations, seemingly, why don't you go ahead and utilize that energy and that spirit? Put that ball, Topgolf ball, into that trash can right over there.
Come on.
And 25 people will win $500 for the people. AQ.
That's it.
Ooh.
Oh, why is it going so far?
Oh, why am I so strong?
Too strong, man.
Well, I don't know if you're gonna be able to get that one with your size. Right?
Nope, that's it. I think
That's right in the middle of the paint.
Can we get Beal out here to lay down in the lava?
Oh, let AQ walk across Beal's back.
Yeah.
Bill, hey, you should maybe
Mitch should piggyback him.
here to Scooter to
Can you ride the scooter?
Scooter there.
Yeah.
Yeah, because remember the wood down there, lava.
Yeah.
We learned that.
Yeah.
But the scooter's
You did it.
fine.
That's real. You know.
Bill could probably carry him. I saw him throwing up about 375 for 20 reps yesterday.
Bill's a brick shit house.
Legit.
He is.
You don't want to run into Bill in an alley anymore. At one point, maybe you did.
Right.
Then you end up getting arrested.
But
Now you don't want to run into him in an alley.
You might as well get the other one while you're out there, too.
This is smart, AQ. This is really good. This is really smart. I'm happy we're doing this. Way to go. You stay alive. Whoa.
I mean, I don't know if that was a good
Nope,
Dom.
right there. We're good. Stay right there.
Good.
That was
Boom.
good.
Okay, yeah, certainly.
Good miss.
Use a crash pad. What do you...
How are you going to get that other? You're
Not sure.
He's gonna
We're
make
just,
it. He's
we're
got
just-
it.
Where we
we're
going?
It's a short corner.
Yeah, maybe take a bump on that crash pad too, without you over there.
Smart.
Smart. Do you want to move the trash can closer, or is it good there?
No, we're good. I think I nailed it.
I don't think ever.
Yep. No.
I mean, do you see the way I'm fucking turning this corner?
Like a gym.
Good lean on this guy.
just hop over. Yeah, there you go.
The bend.
Like a Marcus
Oh,
Ware.
that was smart. That's like one of those apps that shows up on my feed.
Yeah.
Can you complete the thing?
Yeah.
Hey, that's really good. Hey, we're really proud of you.
Good work, AQ.
Way to go.
That jump right
That's
there.
what I'm talking about.
Yeah, people say like you're potentially just a dumb dipshit.
Yep.
No.
That guy made it all the way over there. Didn't step one time on lava.
It's a maze.
That's
Unbelievable.
anybody else dead.
Oh, yeah, immediately.
Dead out there. And then you're able to jump from the green to the stage over Jabba's life.
Wow.
That should replace the Wonder Lick.
That's what I'm saying.
That right there. Figure it out. You got 30 seconds to get
That's
the
the
ball.
new S9 test.
They
S9
had
cognitive.
was it Wall Street Journal or New York Times? They had the cognitive test that said CJ dumb. They came out and said we didn't say that.
It should have never been released.
Everybody else was saying that. We didn't say that. People are using our test to weaponize against them. And I was like, well, while it was happening, how come you guys? And they did come on our show, and they said one of the tests or whatever, but it got real loud, and we didn't hear, a lot of.
Yeah.
And then CJ's the smartest quarterback to ever come into the NFL. That's tough. That's tough.
Yikes.
That is not. But we just need to utilize them for the proper things going forward.
Yeah, not
That's
that.
all they're asking. And all I'm asking is, hey, can you put that Topgolf ball in that trash can right over there on the other side of the lava?
Here we go.
For 25 people to win $500?
Here we go.
Come on.
And maybe they'll use some of that $500 to go on the Topgolf app
Yep.
and buy a bay at half price.
That's right.
Monday through Wednesday at most Topgolf locations.
Exactly.
Perfect.
For the people, this guy's getting worse. But this one's going in. Hit the garbage can. Don't know if we have enough time on the internet for you to go get both of those balls.
Beal?
Maybe roll him a basketball, have him just chuck it.
Chuck it where?
Into the garbage
basket.
can.
Into the can. Yeah, you can shoot it right in there.
Ooh, nice touch, Man
Fire
City.
10.
Bounce.
Bounce.
Oh!
First try.
All right, 10 people, $500 because AQ buried a basketball into a trash can on the other side of a lava pit. That's a hell of a big show Wednesday. Happy that's how it ended. AJ, great work. Darius, great work this week, buddy. AQ, great work, especially with the big-time winner at the end.
That was awesome.
Boys, keep crushing it. Big thanks to Travis Kelce for joining us, Eli Manning for joining us, J.J. Watt for joining us, Dan Orlovsky for joining us, Peyton Manning's tomorrow, Jim Harbaugh's on Friday. We'll be in Vegas next week at Radio Row for the Super Bowl. Life is great. We hope you're feeling the exact same. Be a friend, tell a friend something nice. It might change their life. We're in this thing together.
Don't forget Mahomes.
And Patrick Mahomes on the show as well.
Yep.
Team on me, team on three. 1, 2, 3.
Team.
Goodbye.